Scream alpha, but they move like prey. Loud bark on the net, but in real life, nay. Scared of love, scared of trust, scared of being real. Selling fear to the broken just to cop a deal. Call it game, but it's trauma in disguise. Projecting old wounds through that red pill pride. They tell boys to conquer, but never to heal. Built up a castle just to drown in the guilt they conceal. Yeah. Alpha victims lost in their fiction, playing hardcore while they battle addictions. Living in the mirror, scared of their reflection, cause real strength's quiet, it don't need projection. Blizzard up, bro, truth without permission. I've seen the wounds that they try to keep hidden. I see the wounds that they try to keep hidden. Grew up with walls, didn't have to pretend. We bled for respect, didn't borrow the trend. I seen leaders fall cause they never could bend. And the ones who survived had to learn to transcend. No shame in a scar, that's the proof you survived. But these fake alpha shame you are living a lie. Ain't no crown in the rage, no peace in the pride. You wearing strength like a mask, but your soul can't hide. They want followers, not brothers. They want praise, not truth. They fear accountability cause they confuse it with weakness. But I've seen warriors cry and still fight tooth for tooth, yeah. Alpha victims lost in their fiction, playing hardcore while they battle addictions. Living in the mirror, scared of their reflection, cause real strength quiet, it don't need projection. Blizzard up, bro, truth without permission. I've seen the wounds that they try to keep hidden. I see the wounds that they try to keep hidden. They preach about power but dodge accountability, masking their pain with loud hostility, chasing illusions while their souls stay hollow, trading real growth for the lies they swallow. I walk a different path, no need for the show. Strength ain't a contest, it's the will to grow. So to the broken kings, stuck in the fight, find peace in your shadow. Step into the light, I ain't here to play hero or villain. I'm just speaking for the men who still healing, for the ones who don't post but stay building. Blizzard abroad, we speak for the real ones.
Salute. Bruce, what up, bro? I see you, bro. How you doing, man? TJ, what's up, bro? You said left my ass up. We got an Alpha Victim diss track before GTA 6. Yeah, man. That one been in the chamber for a minute. Adam, how you doing, bro? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Icy was here. I don't know if you're still here, but salute, Icy, always. TJ, man, you be right on time. Maybe I gotta start 2 minutes earlier. Let my intro go. But yeah, Bruce, what up, man? How you doing, Bruce? So, Bruce, about the last time we was up here, man. I wasn't trying to upset you or cut you off, be disrespectful or anything like that. I just seen where that was going. So I was like, oh hell no, let me I seen where it was going and where it could go, and a lot of people weren't following. So I just I wanted to redirect that before it went on. On occasion, mostly because my girl couldn't sleep. I never noticed otherwise. Yeah, bro. Salute. So we in here tonight, man. I don't know if y'all seen the title, but I think it's time to address it. And I know. Liz, you too serious. Your channel is a downer. You know, why you can't laugh and joke more. You know, but I'm not up here to shuck and jive, man. To be honest, I'm not a comedy channel. I'm not a travel channel, man. You know, yeah, life is a downer. Somebody said that, though. So somebody said that. Nah, it's good. I just wanted to put that out there, man. That's it. Because I've been thinking about it. So that's why I wanted to say something about it. But yeah, man, I'm not a travel channel. Somebody said you were supposed to be a travel channel. No, I'm not a travel channel. Um, you know, I'm pretty sure the road that I'm taking is the harder road when it comes to building a channel. You know, I think it's easy to show booty. Excuse me. I think it's easy to show booty shaking. To only show the good parts of your vacation or traveling, man. It's harder to get up here and just have real conversations, man, about real shit, about real life. You know. So that's what today I want to talk about, man. Like, who is speaking for us men? Who's speaking for us? Who's speaking to us? Who's speaking to our children, our future children? You know, for sure, you could show some Southeast Asian Dominican booty meat on slideshow mode and brag, call it a day, B. But that's a cheap and easy play. Yeah, you know, I chose to take the hard road, man. I chose to, talk about positivity, man. Talk about leadership, masculinity. Ryan, what up, bro? How you doing? Yeah, I chose the hard route, and I'll get there. And that's the thing. I'll get there one view at a time, one stream at a time. I'm not gonna do the gimmicks. I'm not gonna come up here smiling, joking, like, oh, before the show, I'm pissed, and then when the light goes on, hello, how you doing? That's not me. That's not me. That's fake, and it's unsustainable. For me, it's unsustainable. I don't think I will be able to do that for 6 hours, for 4 hours, to be fake about something. I have a sense of humor. I could laugh. I could joke, just like anybody else, man. But when it's time to get serious, when it's time to put across a message, we need to be speaking. Us men, TJ, Ryan, Bruce, you know what I mean? Cisco, if he's in here. RS Russ, we need to be speaking, man. DC, if you in here, if you watch this, our voice, our positive voices are the ones that matter, man. So tonight I want to talk about 5, and I wrote it down. 5 types of people who need to shut the fuck up. Let's be real. But ultimately it's on us. It's on us, man. If we click on it, if we keep making them go viral, their voices get louder. Ours gets drowned out. Positivity gets drowned out. Expat says, a person truth is the light in the darkness. True leaders are serious to lead our kids down the right direction. Yeah, these people are poisoning our youth, our sons, our grandsons, our nephews, man, our communities with BS. And I know it's not exciting to have these conversations, but they're needed. They're needed from all of us, man. Real masculine men, not no alpha victims. Real masculine men need to start speaking. Not every person with a platform deserves to speak, man. Not every voice has value. In my opinion, it's just my opinion, man. Not every piece of advice has value, man. Where's it coming from? Is it coming from, a deceitful place? Is it coming from the wrong heart, the wrong motive? Who are we letting lead right now? Whose voices are loud? Look around, man. Honestly, seriously, man. Look around. Look at who the loudest voices are right now in these spaces. Some of them are genuine voices with positive, good messages. A lot of them are let's face it, BS. Right? He says a true leader leads by example and never by authority, man. So number one, get ready, man. And don't take it personal. If you fit into one of these categories, man, don't take it personal. It's not at you. It's at a whole genre. So the quitters, man. The quitters who turn around and call their quitting wisdom or knowledge or peace, you know. And I'm gonna ask about this when I open up the panel. So if you come up to the panel, just be prepared. I'm gonna ask questions tonight, man. You know, it's gonna be more structure. It's not gonna be such a free for all. All right. So the quitters who call it wisdom. Who are these guys? You know, they're the ones who walked away from their responsibilities. They walked away from their families, their children. They left their children for us to raise. Let's be real. For the community to raise, for the stepfathers to raise that you know that they call weak. You know, they moved to a better situation for themselves, and then they turned around and put shame on the ones who stayed behind. And I'm not just talking about overseas. I'm talking about in life in general, man. You know, those are the quitters, man. Who ran when it got tough, man. And I'm not saying to stay and fight an unwinnable battle, but who did you leave behind? Let's be real. Who did you leave behind to then get to your destination, turn around and point the finger back at others, or try to teach others that quitting was peace? You know? Exactly. I've been a stepdad. It's hard. It's hard, man. You know, expats as people who never built anything in their life. Exactly. Nothing like a deadbeat dad telling you what it takes to be a real man. Hit the nail on the nail. The hint, whatever that damn statement is. I can't even think right now. But exactly. Hit the nail on the head. You know. Nah, you didn't choose peace. You escaped. You ran. It's not, and honestly, I'm not gonna judge a man for that. You know. But just don't turn around and act like some guru. You know, don't turn around and tell the people that stay behind that they're weak or they're lost or they're caught in the matrix. Let's be real, man. Because we see a lot of that today, man. No, you ran. You know? So I'm not celebrating people who dress their cowardice up as courage. You know, don't rewrite history, man. Don't rewrite history, and don't teach our sons that. You know, there's nothing wrong with finding peace, but do it the right way. Don't run out on your responsibilities and then clown the ones who stayed to take care of theirs. I mean, am I the only one that notices this shit? Am I the only one seeing this? This is real, man. But these are the men who we listen to. You know, we're teaching young men to run from responsibility, to run from the problems that they helped create. Number two tonight. The ones who went viral but never lived a real life, man. Yeah, type mine. M-I-N-E. If you're a content creator, type mine. M-I-N-E. Like, let's be real, man. There's a lot of people who went viral. They hit the algorithm at the right time. And this ain't hate, man. I'll clean it all up. I'll clean it all up in the end. I'll try. This isn't hate. You know, you know, anybody could take an acting class. Not saying that people do, or get lucky enough, to hit that algorithm at the right time and go viral. Does that mean that you lived a real life with enough experience to turn around and teach others? What are you building? Who have you helped in real life? Who have you mentored? Who have you lost? Who have you mourned? I'm not like I said, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be spiteful, man. But these are the voices that are leading. What's behind the veil? What's behind that virality? What's behind it, man? Right? Because the men I'm around, they've been in the trenches. They fought their way up out. Not saying that everybody has to. They've been through something in life, man. They had to build something. They had to protect something. They had to protect their families, man. There's no overnight success stories where I come from. So should you be leading? Should we be listening to you? If you've never been through nothing in real life, if you can't tell me the blueprint to how you got what you got, how do you pass that down, man? Content creators promote the fantasy lifestyle for the views. Yeah. TJ says, hell, some of these dudes buy their bona fides and then tell you I got 100,000 followers. Why would I lie? Yeah. Salute, man. Like I'm not saying I'm not trying to put myself above nobody. That's not what this is about. Because I watch just as much content as anybody, and then it's just like the things that you have to talk about, the things that you have to do to be relevant in these spaces, man. It's like, I don't know, man. See, Buwana, what up, bro? He said, what up, Blizzy? Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Everyone is for themselves, first to be able to help others. I get it. But when it's lies, when it's fake, when you're supposedly helping other people, and it's not authentic, that bothers me, man. It's just something that gets to me, man. I know I'm not going to change the world. But I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to speak on it, man, because it's us that watch it. It's us that click on the shit. It's us that gives them the time of day. It's us that are silent and not talking enough. We aren't making our voices heard. That leaves that lane open for these people to have effect on our communities. So that's all I'm saying is that we need to stop listening to these type of people, man. We need to stop clicking on these type of videos, man. We don't offer none because we're the ones making them go viral. We're the ones adding to it. You know what I'm saying? These men, they don't have no real life resumes, man. They never gave back. They never mentored anybody. How could you not mentor or help people in real life, but get on the internet and do it? Like you skip the whole process. I mean, am I bugging? And I don't know. If I'm bugging, put it in the chat and let me know, man. Maybe I'm off on this. Maybe I'm off on this, man. Don't tell me you about it and you for the community and you help other people You know, you love people, and you never stood between, you know, a good kid in the streets, and put up that and put yourself in between that, and said, nah, y'all not getting this one. This is a good kid. He's a good kid. He going to class. He gonna make something of himself. That's what I'm talking about, man. It ain't just online. It ain't just online. It's real life. I appreciate. I ain't going crazy. How much help is required? As much as you could give. We don't see what's going on around us. We don't see what's going on around us. We could complain about it all day. If you're not gonna speak up, if you're not gonna help out, how many videos you see today talking about the downfall of America, crime in America, poverty in America? You know, I talk about America because that's where my feet are at right now. We all have a complaint about what's going on in this country that we love. What are you doing about it? If you ain't gonna do nothing about it, if you ain't gonna put the time, I said this before, if you ain't gonna put no time into it, then you can't complain. If you're not gonna try to be part of the solution. Nothing controversial so far. Yeah, I'm chilling. You need a lot of truth to outshine the noise. Chauncey, what up, bro? Oh man, it's good to see you in here, Chauncey, bro. Man, thank you for popping up, man. You know, so we give the clowns the mic, we get the quitters the mic, and now they speak for men. Like, man, bro, this world is upside down. It's upside down, man. We let the clowns speak for us. We let the men who gave up on us speak for us. They can speak for themselves and what they've been through in life, but they won't tell you what they've been through. They won't tell you what they've been through in life. Smallest acts of kindness can create the biggest impacts in someone's life. Most of the time, man, presence is the most important thing you could give somebody, man. Your presence, man. Just showing up. You don't got to be perfect. You don't got to be you don't got to be perfect. You don't got to be this great guru, you know? Me too, man. I'm exhausted too. I'm exhausted, man. But I got a whole lot more in me. I got a whole lot more in me, man. Like people, like I don't know if I have this like resting. I don't even know what to call it for a man. I know for a woman they call it the resting bitch face. And I think I got that like when I'm just out walking around. People like they'd be like, "Oh, I thought you was mean," until you start talking. You know, because I like talking to people, even though I'm not outwardly. But once you get me talking, I'm gonna talk. You know what I mean? Especially if I could teach you something. That's what I like doing. We gotta have conversations like this in person. You know, or we could laugh, we could joke, we could have fun. Salute, it's Chico XZ. What up, bro? Good young brother right here, man. Good young brother right here. He got a channel. He do streaming. I work with this dude right here. It's Chico XZ, man. I just popped into his live earlier. So if y'all like gaming, yo, it's Chico XZ. Do me a favor, type mine in the chat. MINE. Just type mine and post it in the chat in the comment section. What it's gonna do is gonna put your channel link in there. You know, so anybody could, if y'all interested, subscribe to my boy right here, man. Good dude, man. He's a young dude, 21. I work with him. There you go, right there. See, Bruce, that's what's up, man. TJ says, in my honest opinion, if you honestly feel like you can't do it, it's too many spoons. Then just don't get in the way of other people doing it. Be an expediter, not a blocker. TJ on fire tonight, bro. TJ on fire, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. He says, good evening, y'all. Yeah, man. Don't stop other people from doing it. And don't look down on people that's doing the real work. That's just the thing that gets me, man. Like I was saying on the first one, the ones that ran away. They'll look down on the people that's still out here doing what we need to do. Like, does that make sense? Like, I'm looking out for your community that you can't handle, that you ran away from. I'm coaching your son. I'm mentoring your son. While you over there trying to act like a guru, like you done conquered the world, and your son is right here. Yeah, it's good to see Chauncey in here, man. Salute to that brother, man. We all have our problems in life. The key is fighting until your last breath. I most definitely got angry resting face. Salute, you got one sub. Yes, that's what's up, man. If y'all like gaming, go check his channel out, man. He speaks in Portuguese. He speaks English, but it's, a lot of it's in Portuguese. But if you comment and stuff, he's gonna reply in English, man. So yeah, support this brother, man. He's a good young brother, man. Hard worker, man. I see that he's going places, man. EC Buana says you are guarding yourself self-consciously from the BS and open to engage and change your facial expression when with compliment. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. I don't even be noticing it, man. But people be like, man, I thought you was mean as hell. Man, you look like you was about to jump on me. So you start talking, then the smile comes out, and yeah, salute, man. Blizzard says if it doesn't apply, to let it fly, man. Yeah. Also, I haven't actually seen much of the evil within. I don't know what he be playing. I started watching it. I think I watched for like a half hour today. First day I watched for like 5 minutes. I was like, I don't know about this. It looked crazy because at first it looked like he was just chopping like little trees. Then today he was like killing stuff. So I don't know, man. But number 3, let's get to number 3, man. Yes, sir. Giving up has never been an option for me. Me either, man. Even if I try, I always get pulled back. Try to walk away, I always get pulled back, man. I think it's just in me now. It's just in me. And it's not a bad thing, man. Yeah, he says, it's Chico XZ. What are you streaming right now? I don't know. My look is just genetic. But number 3, the broken. And it's not even about honestly, this could apply to men and women. So don't take this as me just hitting at men, because it's on both sides, man. But it's the broken, man. Like, we all been through shit before. We all been hurt. We all been through pain. We all have experience in our life. We all have our horror stories, man. Especially us older men. We got, we got a lot of them, But it's like if you are still dealing with it, if you never got over it, if you never did what you need to do, how are you telling me how to deal with it? How are you telling me how to get over it? You still got open wounds. You still got open wounds, man. You're bleeding out. But you're that is the perspective that you lead with: bitterness, anger. You know, you're not giving wisdom. You're not giving wisdom. You're not passing on wisdom. You're passing on trauma, you know, and you're infecting the next generation of men. You're you're infecting the next generation of men, right? Real men, and I know that term gets thrown around a lot. Real men don't run from pain. You know, we don't always run to it. It's not about running to pain, but we don't run from it. It's a part of life. It's one of the greatest teachers. You know, pain. It is one of the greatest teachers in life. And I don't think it's ever going to be avoidable in life, not in your entire life. But what we see lately is, you know, people just trying to avoid any bit of pain, any bit of struggle, you know? People building whole platforms off of playing off of other people's pain, anger, bitterness, trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me ask you this though, right? We all know what they say about the medical field and medicine, and you know how the goal is to keep you on the medicine, right? Not to heal you, but to treat you. We say that about medicine. We don't think that these rage baiters, they're doing the same thing, man. These men that preach, only preach, you know, about modern women this, America this, the Matrix this. Are they teaching you how to heal, or are they helping you heal, or are they just feeding you the medicine? They're not healing you. Why? Why would I, if I'm getting your click off of rage, anger, bitterness, the moment I heal you, I lose a viewer because you've moved on. I talked about that before. When I talked about the stages of the Manosphere. You know, a lot of people get stuck. You know, they get stuck in that rage. They call it red pill rage. They get stuck there. You think that person that's putting out that content is going to tell you about the next stage so they can lose you as a viewer, lose you as a subscriber, Patreon member? No, no. They're going to keep feeding you the medicine. They're not going to heal you. You know, these are the people who we're allowing to talk for us because we're too busy. We're too busy to do it. Oh, we want to stay private. You know, oh, I don't, you know, I got too much going on. I don't want to get on the internet and talk. You don't got to get on the internet and talk. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of young people right where you live at that needs help, that just need somebody to show up. They don't need some great monologue or some highly successful millionaire to come talk. You can't relate to that damn millionaire. It looks good. You know who they could relate to? The guy that lives 2 houses down. The guy that shows up at the community center. The guy that gets online. You know what I mean? The guy that gets online and just talks to them and listens to them. That's who they can relate to. You know, we need to be talking to them. not somebody that's just gonna feed them anger, bitterness, tell them there's no need to even try. All women are gonna do, all modern women, Western women, American women, all they want is your money. And if you get married, you're gonna get divorced. Because all divorces, I mean all marriages end in divorce in America. And she's gonna take half of everything you got, even though you only make 35,000 a year. She's gonna take everything. And if you have a kid, she ain't gonna let you see the kid. Because the court system always sides with the woman. Right? Right. And child support, God forbid you have to pay child support and support um, um, financially support your child. Because the system was set up to beat down on the everyday man. That's what you hear, man. That's who's talking for us. That's who's talking to your nephew right now. That's who's talking to your grandson, your son. That's who's talking to your little brother. You know. Bruce says, like games when I was in the Philippines, MK show me mobile games that was cool. How you gonna tell me about how to be a secure dude when you can't even talk about your past relationships without getting salty? Exactly. What's your wisdom? I'm giving it to you. I'm constantly. Listen. I'm gonna give it to you, man. It's in there. And it's gonna be in the chat. Never take advice from hypocrites. A lot of these dudes aren't telling you the impetus for their topics either. Bro over here telling you about high value and low value women, but not that he just got rejected by a baddie earlier. Yep. The biggest one that got me, man. The biggest one that got me was the Cooley guy. I don't know. I forgot the name of his show, but I know his name was Cooley. And he's supposed to be this high value man or whatever. And he always goes on about not dating single women, not dating single mothers. I'll never date a single mother. If you date a single mother, you this, you that. You're a sucker. You're low value. And then come to find out, he's dating or married a single mother. It's like, what the hell? Blew my mind, man. Shocked. I was like, oh, it's over for this dude. Nope. People still click on it. People still click on them. Oh, I'm different. I'm a high value man. I could date a single mother. That's what he said. Hypocrite. I thought I wasn't hoping or not because I don't watch this show. I know it was like in the algorithm for a little while, but yeah, I thought it was over for the dude, man. I'm like, oh, he's done. That's everything he stands on right there. Nope. People still click on him, man. And he's still looked at as a leading voice. So don't listen to people who profit off male suffering. Yeah. TJ had people telling me saying when I decided getting married, dude said, I just married user. What kind of crazy talk like that hurt? For 6 months was not. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. They're gonna tell you what to do with your life, man. But they'll never tell you how they're living their life. Really. Really enjoy hearing from you, TJ, everyone, but really appreciate your experience. Yeah, TJ, he always got a spot on this channel, man. He's a very wise brother, man. So I learned a lot from listening to him. You said nephew, and I pair, yo. Salute, nephew. What's going on, man? Every person is different, so stop trying to label everyone. Yeah. TJ says, Bruce, I enjoy learning from everyone too. That's why I'm here. Any lessons you take from me are the direct product of my many wins and infinitely more losses. Yeah. Adam, thank you for your advice and a little time of knowing you, and I'm learning to be better, man. Yeah, salute. Salute to Bruce, man. Yeah, man. So that's the thing, man. Like if you haven't back to the topic and talking about the hurt ones who never healed, man, they're passing their anger and bitterness down to the next generation, man. Um, if you haven't done the work, man, how can you teach somebody else how to do it, man? And then number four, the ones who profit off fear, sex, and division. Here we go. If you know anything about me, you know I've covered this topic. I've covered this a lot, man. But this is the one that gets me, man. This is the one that gets me, man. You know, profiting off of fear, sex, and division, man. And particularly when it comes to our young men, you know, this is like kind of the theme of what I would like to be the theme of my channel, pushing back against this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just really covered it in the last one. You know, I think that these type of people, these type of men, and I'm gonna say men on this one definitely, are hurting, way hurting young men, older men. They're hurting men way more than modern women. You know, at least modern women, Western women, you could see the play. You could see what's going on. You know what's going on. Like, you know, and it's not even every woman, but at least you can see what they're doing. They're trying to play you. They're trying to get your money. They want you to buy something. All right, I could see that. It's up to me if I agree to that, you know. But when it comes to the red pill, the manosphere, the grifters, the fake gurus, a lot of times, man, you're down, you're hurting, you done got your heart broken. You know what I'm saying? That's when they come at you. That's when they get you hooked, man. That's when they're feeding you this. You can't feed a happy man the bullshit you see on the internet. You know what I'm saying? You can only feed a broken man that. So that's who is more affected. You're gonna heal from a broken heart eventually, man. You're gonna get over it, man. But these people, they get their hooks in you, man, and they just keep feeding you, man. Feeding you. Pain, hurt, anger. Pain, hurt, anger. Like imagine being like 16 years old and you get your first heartbreak and you start listening to some red pill shit. You know what I mean? Like they got their hooks in you, man. From day one. So I think we need to ask ourselves, man. It's easier to make that kind of content. I'm gonna stand on that, man. It's easier to make content that low value content, man. Content that they're not even coming up with. You know, what they'll do is they'll search the entire internet, find a bad story, you know, put a clip of it up, and then it's the same damn script over and over again, man. Women are bad, relationships are bad, the Matrix, this and that. Not they'll never tell you that, you know, that the Matrix is in your own mind. They tell you the Matrix is a destination. It's America. Like, so it's got nothing to do with the way you think, the way you react, your own experiences. Because if it was America, then we all would be on the same level. Why wouldn't they just have all of us down here? How can some men be happy? Oh, those are the blind men. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm way off because I always feel like I'm going against the grain. That's why I just want to come and ask y'all, like, if I'm wrong, tell me. Because it's like, damn, why am I all? I don't agree with a lot of this shit, man. Even for the ones that I like and I follow, you know what I'm saying? Even for the ones I like and follow, man, it's still like they be missing the mark a lot. Maybe it's just where I'm at in life right now, you know. TJ says dudes are rather poison and gather other people with same affliction and call it a community than self-heal, and it's a dangerous cycle. It's an MLM, yeah, but you're pushing ideology instead, yeah. Yep. Bring somebody in under you, now you profiting off of them. They ain't gonna bring somebody up under them, now you profiting off of both of them. Like it just keeps going. It is dangerous. It is dangerous, man. So yeah, Adam, but not about being someone special. It's about experience. And if one person can take advice, then maybe our young men and women can do the right thing in life. As I always say, a lot of dudes would rather develop a whole new personality and sets of traits than self-reflect. Yeah, they rather break the mirror than look at themselves, than look at themselves in it. You know, and not only will they break their own mirror, they'll break your mirror. They'll try to break your mirror if they get a glimpse of their self in it, or if you're trying to turn that mirror around on them. We see it all the time. We see it all the time, man. They're so scared of their own reflection that they'll break their mirror and everybody else's mirror around them. We see it. And we see it on YouTube. We know the ones that do it. They go from stream to stream, video to video, trying to break other people's mirrors because they don't want to look at the reflection of themselves in it. Tell me I'm lying, man. Tell me you don't see that. I'll say it again. You got some people that are so scared to see their own reflection in the mirror that they'll break the mirror and then they'll go to everybody else's platform and try to break their mirror too. You know, I believe everyone should at least try to uplift others in life if they are willing to take your hand. No, okay, I get that part. But no, some people need to shut the fuck up. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. Some people need to shut the fuck up. That's just like we gotta be real, man, because we're the only ones trying to be nice all the fucking time. I'm cordial. I'm I'm a nice person, you know, but I'm not a punk, you know. Men who betray other men to gain favor. Yep. Like it's shouldn't it be about just escaping, especially just escaping pain, man. You have to experience that. We have to teach the next generation. No, don't be a punching bag. Don't be a punching bag, but you're gonna go through some shit in life. You know, you're gonna. How do you learn if you never go through nothing? If you spend your whole entire life running away from pain, you know, avoiding obstacles, like Miss Wishy's in the building. How you doing? How you doing, beautiful? It's good to see you here. I'll stop you when I'm wrong. Yeah, I tell people to take advice. They can to create a better life. Yeah, man. Like that's what I said, man. Like I just recently started traveling the world. I've traveled around America, but I'm not traveling to escape anything, man. Especially not my duties and my responsibilities, man. It's one thing that's really keeping me here. And and like I was having to talk with my son today, man. I said, man, I can't do anything until I know you're good. Until I know you're 100% good. Not that anybody's ever gonna be 100%. Because we were talking. I said, man, I said I said I'm going to leave America eventually. I said, but I can't go nowhere until I know you're good and you're gonna be all right. And you're well down that path. You know, that's just me. I'm not saying everybody has to be like that. That's just me, man. And he's 21. He's not a baby. You know what I'm saying? Salute, Brett. Appreciate that, man. But that's just me, man. I don't know no other way to be, man. I'm not going anywhere until I know he's at least on the right track, on the right path, doing what he, you know, on the road to accomplishing his goals, man. Unless he's gonna be a complete, unless he's going down the complete wrong road. I don't know, man. I wish I could take him with me, but I don't know. Maybe that's the hope. That's the hope. At the end of the day, man. I mean, who am I if I'm not a father? Who like this is my number one duty in life, man. Like God didn't put me on this planet, and I like He didn't put me here. I'm not here to be a factory worker or a CEO of a company, man. Because in the big scheme of thing, that shit's not that important. You know, it's not that important, man. You seen it. I just got fired. I just got let go by my company not too long ago. They still pumping. They still going. They don't need me that much. Not that important. None of us are that. None of us are that important. You know. So I could definitely relate to what you're saying about your son. Same with my daughter. Yeah. I mean, eventually it's gonna have to happen. But it, like, man, that's tough, bro. Greatest thing that ever happened to me in my life, man, was becoming a father. It's been ups and downs. Hasn't been all good. Hasn't been all bad. It's the ups and downs of life, man. Was she saying hi to Adam and Bruce? And so finally, number 5, before I open up the chat, before I open it up, man, before I open up the stream for everybody else, man. Um, the actors, man. The actors, man. And we touched on it earlier, man. The actors. These are the ones that maybe they made it. Maybe they made it to where, you know, they want to be in life. They succeeded. They're successful. You know, and but it's all a show. It's all a show, man. It's funny to me because you can tell. You can tell the ones who are putting on the act. You know, I won't say who, but there's one that always comes to mind. Thomas Marshall, what up, bro? Good to see you in here. Good to see you in here, man. Thank you, man. Number one chatter last week, man. Number one commenter last week, man. Thomas Marshall. Salute. You beat out Icy, man. Salute. Russ says, I'm caring for a wife, a mother, daughter, a niece, brother. Exactly. Exactly, bro. Some people don't care about those people, man. You know what I mean? It was something that happened at work today, and I'm not gonna get into it, but it involved one of my coworkers and a family member, and you know, it was kind of getting discussed, and they were like, "Oh, I don't know why." I said, "Because they care about their family." What you talking about? They care about their family more than Americans do. Sorry, bro. And that's not for everybody, but Russ he's caring for people. He has responsibilities. He has duties. Can't just up and leave. Some people would though. Some people would absolutely up and leave and be like, "Oh, I had to chase my peace." I personally couldn't have peace, knowing that I was leaving those people behind. So it's kind of like I that's the conundrum, you know. That's the burden of masculinity I talk about all the time, man. That some people just run from, or they just had enough of it. And it is what it is. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I couldn't do it. Obviously, you can't do it. Um, but don't run from the burden of masculinity for your duties and responsibilities, and then turn around and call the people who stayed weak. That's backwards. It makes no sense. I always say to each his own. But that's that last part is when you turn around, you call regular, everyday, hardworking men who are doing what they're supposed to do, taking care of their families, not running from their responsibilities. And you call them weak, that bothers me, man. That's wrong. That's wrong, man. You know. But the actors, they act like they never were broken before, man. They act like just because they got where they want to be, they never been through nothing. They never struggle like the rest of us. You know what I mean? Like one dude always talks about how great the Philippines. This is not about the Philippines at all. He always talks about how great the Philippines is. You know, but he won't tell you what he went through to get there. He won't tell you that. He won't tell you that he was an alcoholic and he had trouble. That's what you need to be talking about. You don't hear about how you know how great the Philippines is. You ain't getting no views doing that. Talking about the shit you talking about. Now, I'm not saying I get a lot of views, but you're not getting no views doing the shit you doing. Talk about something that means something to somebody, that can help somebody. Stop trying to put people down all the time, man. Stop name calling. Talk about your life. Let people see the obstacles you had to overcome to get where you're at. Since you're so successful, pull the curtain back. Teach me. Teach the men who are in the same predicament you were in. That's your lane. Help somebody, man. Stop pointing fingers and name calling. Pete Carroll saying at least 10 wins. Nobody knows. Nobody knows, man. I say 8 wins for the Raiders. I don't know, man. I don't even guess. I just watch. I just enjoy football as much as I can now, man. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, man. Russ has been grinding for others for over 40 years. Yeah, it gets tiring, man. I know. I've been here, bro. I know. But what are you going to do? What are you gonna do, man? Think I wanted to take my and I'm not talking shit to you, Russ, but you think I wanted to take my grandkids in as much as I enjoyed them, as much as I loved them? I did not want to take them in, bro. I had no choice. I wasn't gonna let them go to some stranger. So those are the actors that say I know everything. If you ask, I know every answer. Yeah. Yeah, but they won't tell you how they got them. Okay. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, teach me how to recover from alcoholism. If you want to teach me anything that I can learn from. That ass. I'm serious. Like that people can learn from. But they won't do it. It's too real. Might open up some wounds, some unhealed wounds. Thomas Marshall says, yeah, what made you leave your first world country and go to a second or third world country? That's what I'm saying. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just crazy, like how they arrive and then all of a sudden they're gurus. They know everything. Like Bruce just said, they know everything about Thailand, about the Philippines, Colombia, about Malaysia. Well, they know everything. They're the go-to guy. They know every damn thing to know. But the truth is, if I really want to know something about a country, I'm probably gonna ask a local. Now, if I don't know any locals, or if I haven't been there, yeah, I'm gonna take advice. I'm gonna go search it out. But if I want to know about the Philippines, I could get advice from an expat. I absolutely could, and most of the time it's gonna be good advice. But it's not gonna be as good as a Filipino. That's the expert. Yeah, you know some. You know, you got some knowledge. But the expert is the native countryman. You know what I mean? Like, just saying, I'm not trying to hurt no feelings tonight, man. But that's the truth. Luckily, I can make friends. I usually make friends everywhere I go. At least one, person that I keep in touch with and I talk with. Um, I know they're not gonna know everything, but some of these people that we've had a couple on this show. We've had a couple up here, man. All you gotta do is scroll back in the history, and you know you'll see what I'm talking about, man. Can't tell me nothing. I know everything. I know everything. You don't know more about the Philippines than a Filipino, and I could reach out to one right now if I had any questions. You know, they don't know. They could find out. So I'm not saying I'm not saying don't listen to expats. I'm absolutely not saying that. I'm just saying, like, you don't know everything. I don't know everything. I ask questions. I listen to people. You know, if I don't know, I say I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I know something that I don't know. That's the best way to be. Carroll did not take Seahawks to the playoffs in his third season as a head coach. Russ says, I didn't finish high school, but I had a daughter and put myself through engineering school. And I don't be knowing what some of these things mean, bro. Was that degree in electrical engineering or something? Grime as broke kid working at Waffle House. Salute, man. I know, Blizz. I think we have this in common. Yeah, definitely, man. Dedication to family, man. Raider Nation. Brett going, Brett. Season's coming up, man. You can tell the season coming up. Aura, what up, bro? How you doing, man? Still in the Philippines, man? It's good to see you in here, man. Or hi, I don't deserve a crown. I know I don't know everything about the Philippines or any other countries. Just like Blizzard said, ask a Filipino people or a Thai person. Yeah, I'd rather learn from my wife's local people. Yeah. No, if it's your first time, you've never been there, of course, you're going to probably gravitate toward, your country people, Americans for us. But, once you've been there and you met some people, like you realize they don't do everything that, the expat can only tell you what they've seen in that country. Now, I'll give you one thing. If expat from America I know one country they could tell you about. America. But they won't tell you the full story. They won't tell you why, how they got where they're at. You know what I'm saying? What really happened to them. Their wife left them or something, but they won't tell you that. They'll tell you how horrible the wife is, but not that, that he ignored the wife, that he played PS5 all day. He came home drunk and cussed her out, cheated on her. We don't get that side of it, man. Salute, Thomas Marshall. Salute. You don't really know about the Philippines until you have a good relationship with some of the locals, right? From the Philippines, that's where that message is coming from. From the Philippines, man. So, like I said, man, let's start asking these gurus what they really been through. I made a video about this before, man. It's so far back. I know I gotta start making more videos, man. Posting more videos, man. I really enjoy streaming, to be honest. But I'm trying to get into the groove to where I could do like that lunch break conversation again. Because that was the easiest. There's really no editing. I'll just turn the camera on. The only time I would edit it is if I went over like 35 minutes and I look up and like, shit, I've been talking for 35 minutes. I'm supposed to be 10. But let's start asking them real questions, man. Real questions, man. Like shit, I do it and I'm nobody, man. Y'all not sending me no super chats. I'm not asking. I'm not even able to get super. If you sending super chats to somebody that you can't even ask a real question. You know what I mean? Like, make them answer some real questions, man. Shit, I come up here and talked about my past. I talked about jail at an early age. I talked about me being in a gang at an early age. I talked about me being divorced. You know what I mean? I talked about all this type of shit. I talked about cheating and being cheated on. I pull back the curtains. I ain't gonna tell y'all every little detail about my life. You know what I'm saying? But at least I've been open and willing to tell you about that part of it. I talked about depression. I've talked about these things, man. Start asking these things of these people who were given our hard-earned money to and who were given the microphone to pass messages on to our youth. He says, ooh, the Thais and Cambodians have opened fire on one another. Oh, so they finally, I know that a couple, a month or so ago, something had flared up. Damn, I hope that doesn't turn into anything bigger, man. To be honest, man. He says, yes, I'm still here getting ready for Sunshine's meet and greet next month. I think I'm in 10 so I can meet some more people out there. Yeah, salute. It looked like they be having a good time, man. Where's this next one at? Damn. I don't know where this next one is at. I done missed Brother Cal last 2 streams, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired. Had it good at my I didn't know how good I had it at my last job, though. My problem is I can't like watch other people work, even if I'm supposed to be their supervisor, man. I'll be right beside them. I'll be right beside them, working just as hard as they working, man. Since they fighting over Angkor Watts. They're fighting over Angkor, but not Wat. There's a temple in the disputed border region. Oh, salute. Commander Alpha Turkey, salute. Welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the chat. He said it's serious this time. They both closed their embassies and expelled the foreigner ambassadors, man. I don't know, man. That's the last thing the world needs is another war, man. Yeah. Sometimes it's therapeutic to discuss your trials and tribulations with people you may not even know. You got to get the burden off your chest to whoever wants to listen. Yeah, that's crazy because I was talking to my cousin today. I haven't talked to him in a long time. He was saying, man, I'm watching some of your videos and your live streams, man. He said, you look a lot happier, man. He said, like, you got a weight off your chest. He says, because I see you doing the live streams and I see you, he called it a podcast. But I know he meant live streams, man. He's like, yeah, ever since you came back from Philippines the first time and you started talking on the video, he said, because you never used to be like that. He said you used to keep everything in your chest, but it showed. You know what I mean? And he said, now you're more open. I see you're willing to share. He says, and that seemed to make you more happier. And I was like, it is, man. It is, to be honest. This show, honestly, is like therapy. It's like therapy for me, man. Just being able to talk, being able to listen to you guys. I'm going to open up the stream. Anybody that wants to come up, I'm going to try to not get too far off the topic because I'm not going to be here that long. Right. So I'm going to try to keep, stay on topic if we can. Nah, bro. He said I got tattooed up for oil change. Man, I wasn't too far out of a relationship before I went over there. So, just to be real, to close up my segment of this, we need real men to stand up. We don't need these alpha victims, right? And when I say alpha victim, what I mean alpha victim is like these dudes that preach masculinity, the fake kind of masculinity. You know, the steroid type of masculinity, the beat on your chest, don't cry. I'm the man of the house. What I say goes. But then turn around and blame all their problems on somebody else. They can't take accountability, responsibility for everything. They run from their problems, but claim to be the toughest men in the room all the time. You know, they walk away from their families, their kids, their responsibility, their community. The burden of masculinity is too tough for them. But they're the ones talking to our children, talking to the next generation. Do we allow these weak men to keep speaking for us? For us, the ones who are doing the work. It's up to us. I can't tell you what to listen to. I'm not trying to. I'm just pointing it out. These are just my opinions, my observations, what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? So we need to, you don't have to be perfect. I can't say that enough. Because a lot of people want to get all their ducks in a row. I got to do this, I got to do that before I can present myself as a leader or as a mentor or as a coach. No. the first thing you got to do is show up consistently. That's it. Show up. You know, and if there's already a good leader there, guess what? They'll point you in the right direction. They'll tell you where you're needed at. Just show up. Salute. Icy is in the building. Hello. Hello. How you doing? Now, Icy's a trainer. Should tell you what's the most important part of working out. Showing up. It's obvious. It's honestly, I think it's the hardest part. Showing up. Once you get through those doors, it's like everything changes. So just show up. You ain't got to be perfect. You just got to be willing. You just got to be willing, man. You know. So let the real ones talk. And if you got a voice and you got an opinion and a positive point of view, and I see a lot of y'all starting to show up in the chat. Salute Cisco or a Drip, Thomas Marshall, expat living overseas, TJ. We need to be talking, man. Our voices need to be talking. Bruce, Ryan, Brett, about real shit. You know, it's not always about fixing problems, but take your time to listen. Yeah. Take your time to listen, man. Ooh la la, just got in that alpha word. Yeah, alpha. Just remember, when that word blows up, remember where you heard it first. Alpha victim. Remember where you heard it first. What up, Blizzard in chat? Just wanted to check in, have some stuff going on, but I'll be all good. Yeah. Salute, man. I seen you did a premiere. I didn't get a chance to catch it, but I will spin the block and catch that, man. Salute to Cisco. He went live the other day too. I caught some of that. Salute, brother. And he putting out some good videos, man. Keep it up, man. Still, I'm waiting, man. Next year, I'm waiting, man. Start getting in shape now. Alpha victim wants more pity party. Yes, they ain't getting it here. Thomas Marshall says, Blizz, I have younger Filipinos that I try to teach things to, how to be a good man, what you should and what you shouldn't do as a man. Yes. Yes, man. It don't matter where you at. And it don't matter where you at. You know what I mean? You in the Philippines, that's where your feet are. That's where your feet are planted. You know? Help somebody, man. New alpha victims might need a real palo, maybe. They need more than that. They just need to be left. They just need to be ignored for now until they get their shit together. What up, Icy? Just tough being a dad, bro, especially to adult children, but it's gonna be okay. Yeah, man. I got adult children, man. This is different. Ron Lawson, what up, man? Checking in. Salute. Thank you for showing up, man. Appreciate it. Russ, thank you for chilling with Icy Feet. Yeah, I missed it. I'm so off, man. I'm so off. So I hope anybody doesn't please don't take that I'm not showing up certain places as I don't care, because I do. I'm just trying to, a lot of reshuffling to do in my life, man. So I'll get it together. I call them soft shell man or emotional nice. Yeah. Yeah, same thing. They got to puff their chest out, man. Because it's hollow underneath. It's hollow. But we know it. Like, I don't know if y'all caught, I got a whole anthem, bro. I kind of pushed the, I had that one waiting, man. I still got some work to do on that song, but I got a whole song out for victims, man. But the truth is, like I said, I see the wounds that you're trying to keep hidden, right? And the reason why we see it is because we've been through it before. We've all, not all, I can't say all, but a lot of us have been through it. You know, the same shit that you're going through, that you're trying to hide, not show people. We've been through it, man. We know. We know. You can't hide that from us. You can't hide it from somebody that's been through it. You can't hide it from some people that have lived real life, have real experiences. You know? He says, I got some younger Filipinos that I'm teaching too, and kids I seen act really good and want to be in school. Salute, man. Salute. Younger men, not just Pinoys. Salute. All of them, man. Wherever I go, wherever I go, wherever I end up, I'm gonna be helping people, man. It doesn't matter. You know, it seems like wherever I go, I meet good people. You know, I don't feel separate. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like an outsider. At first, you do, but just be yourself, man. Like I've seen some people come up here, and I had to. Hopefully, like those type of people will stay away from the channel because it's boring and it's a downer, you know, and it's not fun, and it's not all games and laughs and stuff. So hopefully, those people will stay away. You know, the people that think they're better than other people just because they, you know, were able to travel, and then they go to other countries and look down on people. That's a trigger for me. I'm not gonna lie. That's a trigger for me. Don't look down on less fortunate people, especially if you're not gonna try to do anything. You're not gonna try to help. You know what I'm saying? So, alpha victims want to replace us women too. No, hey, say what you feel. Say what you feel. You know what I mean? Say it. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna open it up to you guys. I forgot to put this in Nightbot, so I'm gonna go to Nightbot real quick so I could do this easier. 1 second. Let me go. There's a link, guys. Let me go put it in Nightbot so I could drop it a lot easier. Then we're gonna come back. I got some questions, man. Don't get scared. If you come up today, you gotta answer some questions. Just a couple. Cause like I said, I wanna try to control the flow a little better tonight. Cause I'm not gonna be up here that 6 hours, 4 hours. Not on Wednesday. Not on Wednesday nights. Timers. Where is it? Link. Be right there, guys. All right, that's updated. All right. Well, even if you're in the chat, I still got questions for you guys. Can't get away from the questions I got. We'll catch up on the chat. All right. Icy says hi to Ron. Bruce says I teach them both from my wife family, and I see how she acts with the kids and younger people, man. That's all we could do, man. I thought Blizz don't love me no more. LOL. Joke. Nah, I'm gonna watch your stuff. I don't comment, but the videos you've been uploading, they're good. Thanks, Blizzard. Just wanted to check in with you and support, bro. What you're doing matters. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. One dude was carrying his girlfriend's purse. I had to tell him it wasn't his job to carry her purse. Ah, man. Yeah. Fellas. Personally, from Blizzard Abroad, don't be carrying the purse, man. Don't carry the purse, man. I agree with Thomas. Everybody saying hi. Wishy Koi's in the building still. Hi. Appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all saying hello to other. If you're a fellow content creator, type mine in the chat. MINE. Mine. Type mine in the chat. That's just superficial time and some culture. It doesn't matter. I know Westerners, man, it's not nice, but it's our superficial. They are, but it's just how we grew up, man. It's just how we grew up, man. Maybe they don't see it the same way in other countries, man. But it's just us. It's just part of our culture. So, but I always encourage education and what it takes to be successful in life. Yeah, and that's the more important lesson. That's the more important lesson. You know, to your man and PH, it's not a big deal to carry their woman's purse. Expat living overseas is in the back. Let me catch up with these comments and I'm bring you up, brother. Japan, it's not a big deal to carry their woman's purse if the woman need help to carry it. Yeah, but what she need help with though? Because give me the other stuff and you carry the purse. I'll carry all the bags. I'll carry 10, 15 bags. You carry the purse. That's just how we see it. you know. Young people that I met, they want to work, have a good life. Yeah, salute. And that's the part that doesn't get talked about enough. Like they're good people, hardworking people. Hardworking people, man. Sicky Hor. Oh, that's where the meet and greet is at. Sicky Hor. Do tacos need to participate in this? Yes, if you want to. Always. Tacos are always welcome. That's gonna be my new. I'm gonna put that into my introduction somehow. Tacos are welcome. Maybe I'll write a song about that. Tacos. We love tacos. All right. So how y'all doing? Everybody saying hi. I try to present overseas as an option. Doesn't mean it's the right choice for everyone. Yeah, salute. And I never see you punching down on anybody who doesn't choose the same path as you. You know what I mean? Icy says, Bruce, I'll be in the chat listening. I'm gonna bring you up, bro, but I'm gonna finish these comments. You ready? Give me a thumbs up. All right, here we go. Salute, bro. Let me finish these comments real quick. I'll be in the chat listening, and my alpha victims might go cry and throw pity party if I talk. Good, I don't see anyone here. You're all good, man. At least as far as I know. Salute. They say you learn more in a smaller classroom. I enjoy being able to chat with the ones that join the chat. Yeah, salute. Salute. And that's all I need, man. Me too. No purse carrying. I want a man not scared to carry my purse. Good luck. Maybe. Nah, I don't know. Here in the Philippines, it's normal. I didn't see too many. I don't know. I haven't been everywhere. I'm just saying for myself. I ain't see too many men carrying purses. But it is what it is, man. It's a different culture, and we just got to know that. So we're learning. We learned that now. I learned that today. The part that men needs to teach and guide other men is to have and learn commitment, being there and stepping up when needed. Yep. Salute. I'm a farmer wishy. Only tacos. Note that Westerners aren't like Pinoys. That's a no-no. Carrying a purse for something, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Love my tacos. All right, Adam, when you ready, we ready. So we need a generation of men who are present, not perfect. And if you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to lead with positivity, with truth and honesty, with humility, with humbleness, then shut the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. That's from Blizzard Abroad. That's from Blizzard Abroad. All right, Adam, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I had to get up just a few minutes ago because my dogs were barking at everything that walks across the street. So I just brought them in here so they'll be quiet. Yeah, You're more than welcome to ask questions, and I try to answer them as honestly as I can. You know,
What you think
you
about
might.
the overall message?
I agree with what you're saying,
Yeah,
110%. But you know, I I reckon the best way to put it is, everybody is different. Everybody has their own perception of what makes a happy life for them and what's right, what's wrong. But you know, it mainly comes down to the people who create problems or just negative all the time, stuff like that, because they're not going anywhere in life.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm getting at, man. It's like because you had a hard time at it, because you had it rough. Everybody's gonna have it rough. Your son's gonna have it rough. It's not gonna work out for him. He better get out now. Don't ever date a woman in the West. Because it's like it's so, when you look at it from a from a view from above, and you remove yourself from the situation, you're like, this is bullshit. Like, it's not gonna work. You try to tell a 16-year-old to never not deal with women, not deal with girls. See how long that lasts when those hormones are raging. It's gonna happen. So the better thing to do is to teach him how to navigate those rough waters he's heading into, not to avoid them. You know?
Yeah, it's hard to watch other people go through the same mistakes that you made in life, and you try to tell them, but they're unwilling to listen. So sadly, they have to learn. They have to learn the hard way. You know, I think that's a lot of problems. The younger generation doesn't listen to the older generation, and they think that they can always do better, and that's been like that since the beginning of time.
Hmm.
I'm going this time. I'm going to do it my way, and it's going to be better, and it's going to work out. Well, history proves them wrong every single time.
Yeah,
And even when I
I
was
get it.
young, I was dumb. I was dumb and stupid, made mistakes, and unwilling to listen. But at the same time, I learned from 'em.
Yeah, I always listened. It doesn't mean I followed it. I didn't always follow the advice, but I at least listened. I wasn't disrespectful. And then the things, and that's the part about it. The things that I can use, I took in. I used them. The things I couldn't, I didn't say just fuck them. They stayed with me. And then later in life, you realize, hey, maybe that person was right. But what I didn't get was a lot of the shit we see now. The information, the so-called knowledge that's being passed down now, it's a lot of it is toxic. A lot of it is just hurt. You know, it's trauma being passed around now. It's not
Yeah,
advice.
I agree with that, and I think the main reason for that
Bruce, I
is
see you. I'm gonna bring you up.
there's more profit in people's misery than people finding happiness. People that are
Yeah,
very happy in life tend to spend less. They don't need those go-to self-help books and all this other stuff, or have to buy extra things to make them feel better in life. It's just so many directions that can go.
yeah. So, like, what experience qualifies a man to be able to lead other men? Like, what qualifies a man to be able to lead other men? Salute, Bruce. Here you go, man. You up now, bro? How you doing?
Hey,
Uh,
Bruce, how you doing?
hey Adam,
Um,
what's up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I think um, I think nobody is perfect, so you can't. What qualifies for men to lead other men is a person like me. I try to speak my truth and what happened to me. And is it going to relate to everybody? No, it's not.
Oh shit, Bruce dropped.
Yeah, you lost Bruce. Come back, Bruce. We want to talk to you. Um, yeah, you just learn from your life experiences and the truth that you found that has made your life happy. And some people, when they get older, they still wandering around in life not knowing what the purpose is. And all you can do is share your experience and touch the people that can relate to it. And
There you go, Bruce. You're back up.
I always tell people never try to copy somebody else's lifestyle or everything that they do, because you're going in the end you're going to wind up miserable. I say
Yeah,
take the advice you can and apply it to your life to make it better. And that's all
exactly.
any of us can do.
And put the rest on the shelf. Maybe one day you'll need it.
Yeah.
You know. But the
Some pro-
bullshit.
I'm
The
sorry.
problem is nowadays it's like the advice being given is just straight bullshit. And it's coming from a toxic place. I don't even like using that word toxic, but there's no other way to describe some of the stuff we're hearing. Some of the stuff, a lot of it's coming from the red pill. Like you guys know how I feel about the red pill. You know,
So Blizzard, you
Well,
said, well, go ahead, Adam.
no, go ahead, Bruce. You haven't talked yet.
I just wanted to bring up something. Okay, I've listened to your thing that you're doing, your topic, and I can't put myself today to even think about doing like half of the stuff. I even asked myself. I've talked to people like when you sit here and you want to bank on misery, just like Adam said. How can you call yourself a man if you're doing stuff like that? Because men, real men, do not go after people, right? And make money off misery. And
Well,
I'm still here thinking to myself, like, why? Like, what is the point? Like, I get it to make money, but why? I'm not going to do that. I would never, even if I hated something, which I don't hate anybody, but if I hated somebody and I just didn't like that person, to all means, I would never want to do something terrible like that. So I guess maybe I'm kind of stuck because I'm in a place like I could sit here and say why. I could give you answers why they would do it, but what is the purpose? If you're a leader, like Blizz says, a true leader, are you going to be doing stuff like that?
no,
no,
no.
no, I
And
agree,
that's why I
but
say fake gurus, fake leadership is doing more damage to men than any Western woman could ever do, in
it's
my opinion.
it's like when I talk about my strokes a lot, but I use that as a sample. When I was recovering from my strokes, some days the best thing I could do was just breathe and try to survive the day and try to make it to tomorrow. Sometimes that goes with other problems in life. Sometimes all you can do is just breathe and get through the day,
Yeah.
and try to do better tomorrow. That's all you can do.
Oh, I see. Wants to recap. I see Icy down there. Hold on. We're gonna come back to this question, Michael. We'll come back later. All right. I promise. We'll circle back. And if I forget, remind me in the chat, Michael. But
And
salute. How
I
you
can
doing, brother?
answer Michael's
Oh,
question.
hold on. I kind of
Mhm.
yeah, I kind of want to. It's gonna stray us off topic. That's why I said we'll come back around. We'll try to stick to this topic a little bit because Icy's asking for a recap of the five men, the five. I said people, but you said man.
People
Here we go.
saying
Yeah,
actors now, actors. I mean, like it's the whole shebang.
yeah. It's
Listen, it doesn't
everybody,
even
man.
matter like who it is. It's anybody that's doing it. You know.
Yeah.
Again,
So
like it's a true leader, like Blizzard. Like he took the kids in and stuff like that. All right, he made the choice as a real man to say no. I don't want these kids being with a stranger, and I would do the same thing. That's just me.
I
You
think
know,
most of us
and
would too.
obviously teaching them? And why would else somebody else could be teaching something totally different? And we don't want them to go down the wrong road.
Yeah, there would have been somebody saying, "Hey, nah, that's not your responsibility. It's your turn to live in life. You know, you've been through it. You struggled so far. You need to be searching for your peace." I hear guys talking like that, you know. But let me recap real quick. So we got the quitters who call their quitting wisdom. We got the clowns, or the people who went viral but never lived a real life. We got the hurt people who never healed. We got the ones who profit off of fear, sex, and division. And then we got the actors who never pull back the curtain. Those are the five. Those are the
Awesome.
five types of people who should never give advice to men. Or, as I
Or
said in the beginning, who need to shut the fuck up.
Listen, listen. I said in the chat before, like a little while ago. Okay, literally. Okay, TJ was bringing up some stuff. I had people literally telling me the girl I picked was a user. Like they don't even know this. They don't even know her, but she's a user. She's just gonna steal and take from you. And that's all I heard for like for months. And it's like these are the same people that are going around to place to place on YouTube, and they're the ones that are throwing out stuff. But if you ask them, hey, what about you? How like when you ever if have you ever been here? All right, have you been there? And like if you did go, let's just say that you did go to like a Colombia or you went to Argentina or the Philippines. How the hell did you get there? Tell me like your story so you can teach other people. Don't give me an act. I don't want to hear an act. I don't want to hear the nonsense. Like be real and be honest. But they can't do that. And I heard it for 6 months. I heard every kind of name you could think of that you could call. A third world. That's what it was. A third world thief is what I was. Is what
Yeah, yeah.
and it's
I
not
wasn't that
funny, but
bad. I
like,
remember because that's like kind of when I first started coming around. And I remember saying, "Hey, just be careful, bro. You never know. Just be careful."
oh, yeah.
But
so, can I ask Bruce a question? Are these people on your channel or in chat? And why do
No,
you listen
no,
to them?
no, they're just people that come around, like Liz says. They just come around. They go channel to channel and stuff, and they just be spitting out the negative part we're talking about here. The people
Oh,
that are the negative people that Blizzard said won't tell you the damn truth. They won't tell you about their life.
exactly. Let me read this comment. Thomas Marshall says, "I've always been one of the uncles that talk to the young people. I don't know why, but they seem to gravitate to me." And this is what one thing I say all the time, man. You got to be willing to have the conversations. You got to be willing to talk to and listen. And if you're
Mm-hmm.
genuine, these young people will soak up all that information you have to give, but you have to try. And that's the thing we see a lot is people are not even trying because they're all YNs or they're all this way or this generation is, we got so much negative to say without even trying to sit down and have a conversation. But if you do and you're genuine, they will listen. They are hungry for knowledge. You just got to be genuine and willing to show up.
yeah. I think the main problem is a lot of online creators, social media, news, and all that. All they do is promote negativity, misery, and stuff like that. And why did they do that? Because most people are drawn to that, and it creates the most profit. So, misery loves company, as they say.
Yeah,
You know,
if you listen to some of these people, you would think America's a developing country. Like you would think the way that some people talk about America, you would think it was Cuba or something. It's not. America is not the south side of Chicago. Like it's not Memphis, Tennessee, all of America. It's not. But that's what they're telling people. That's what they're telling people online right now. As I speak, somebody's uploading a video talking about how bad America is and all the bad things that's going on here, like the suburbs. Like, that's not happening in the suburbs. What happens in Southside Chicago is not the same thing that happens in the suburbs of Chicago. Right. But they won't tell you that part.
Yeah, but anybody, like, you're right. People are probably, making up videos, and we've all seen, and again, like, when you try to ask these people legit questions, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Did I watch some people when I first, like, got into it? Like, I watched people, from the Philippines, because that's where, I wanted to get to know people from there. Obviously, like, my family has been there. Yeah, my dad served over there, so I heard lots of stories. And then it's just one of these things. Did I, listen to some people and kind of like, yeah, I sure did. I listened to some people that were expats, and now I think about of going over there. Would I have done or done, you know, and listen to them now? No, I wouldn't. Because obviously I know a little, but I don't know a lot. Like Thomas said, you got to have good relations with the local people. You got to have good relations with somebody that is from that. I've got a great relationship with my wife, but that doesn't mean I know everything. What I will tell people is you need to come here, you need to be boots on the ground, and you need to ask questions yourself. You will learn quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Wishy said people doing shit abroad and blaming it to the country after they got caught. Yeah. You see that? You see that one? Adam, do what you did last time on your mic. It has background noise, and put the volume up again. You heard that, Adam?
Yeah, let
Saying
me
you sound
check. I
kinda low.
thought I fixed it. Let me check it again just to make sure. It says I have reduced background noise on, and it said, let's see, automatically. I got automatically adjust mic volume off and got it all the way turned up. You still can't hear me, or anybody
I
have
hear
a
you
problem?
fine. I
Yeah.
hear you fine.
I
I
don't.
got headphones. I got headphones on, so I think I hear you easier.
As Miss Wishy called it, I don't want to put the dildo right up to my mouth. Call my mic a dildo.
So
Oh man, bro.
I just want me to tell you the positive parts. Well, I'll tell you the positive parts that I seen. Okay, and what I did too, also, by teaching the wives, the kids, and our family. Okay, so I seen humble people. I seen people that were literally hardworking people that, obviously they seen a white American. They were kind of like, they were always kind of staring at me at first, and I was just, I was new to the area, and I just literally was introduced by my wife to people, and then I just started going up to people. I started talking to people. I asked what people's names were. They asked me what mine was, obviously, first. And we just started having conversations. And the kids, like, they love school. They love learning, you know. Another positive, the kids actually help me, uh, by getting me out, uh, to run around, exercise, do things. These kids are doing this. My wife's family, we're doing this every day. And then all of a sudden, they got to be more kids that I started getting introduced to. And then I started getting introduced to, just older people and elders and younger people and middle-aged people, whatever. And I seen how they were living day-to-day life by fishing, because the wife's province is a fishing village, and just listening and just watching people smile, work hard, um, be positive through the day. And you would see these people that didn't have hardly anything, and they always had a smile on their face. They were friendly, they were kind, and as long as you're honest and and you're respectful, and you treat the locals,
And lead by
good,
example.
you're going to be
Like,
treated
and
with
I
respect
like
from
this.
them.
I like this comment from Icy. Lead by examples, my sausages, not just talk. And like I said, I was having a conversation with my son earlier, and I was telling him, I was like, man, so I'm not gonna get into everything we talked about, but I was telling him, man, because he's in that knowledge gathering stage of life. He wants to know everything. He's talking to a lot of different people. He's getting advice from all these different people, and it's kind of why I have these points of views. Because he comes back and he tells me, yeah, I was talking to this guy. He said this, this, and that. Some of the shit, I'll be like, man, that's stupid. You know what I mean? You can listen to it if you want. Don't discount it, but it doesn't make sense for you right now in your life. I said, you have an example. I'm not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes even during his lifetime. But I've made sure that I've showed you the value of hard work. I've showed you the value of staying in your community and community service and mentoring. I said, I've showed you these things. I've showed you that you can change the way you are, even later in life. You have a good example. And that's been like like I've been on that mission for so long. You have to lead by example. You know what I mean? I love having conversations with my son because, like I said, he's in that. He wants to know everything, man. The world's wide open. The world is wide open for him. But with that comes, you know, some people are impressionable. You know, when you're wide open like that and you're open to knowledge and you want to learn, you're impressionable. So if you get around the wrong group of people, you know, they may lead you down the wrong path. Because, like I always say, the best lie has a little bit of truth in it, a little bit of what you want to hear, what you're searching for. That's how they work so good. This is why I come up on the internet this way and I talk about the things that I'm talking about, you know, because I'm around young people. I know that they're searching for knowledge. I know that they want leadership and guidance. Who are we going to let be the voice that speaks for us to them? You know what I'm saying? That is, and you said it, Bruce. You said it. You know, young people are searching for knowledge and guidance. Thomas is saying it. You know what I mean? Like, we just got to show up. We got to be willing to have these conversations.
Yeah, it's like I was
And
saying
if you're
before.
honest, like, go ahead.
It's like I was saying before. Lead it by example and never by authority. You know,
Yeah.
I honestly I don't think there is no dumb question if you do not know the answer. But you gotta understand that everybody will have the answer, and that not every answer that somebody says is right for you. And you might not like the answer that is given to you, and that might be it might be the cold hard truth, but some people are unwilling to accept it. You know, you, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. And and focus on what you can apply to your life to make it better. And that's the thing. None of us are perfect. There's no perfect country in this world. Every country has its problems and it has its trade-offs.
Yeah.
You have to choose
Right.
what makes you happy.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Well, I would rather have somebody tell me the truth, and even if it's something that I don't like to hear, I would rather have the truth be told to me than an actor pissing on my leg and telling me it's okay. There's rainbows and candy everywhere. I don't want to. I don't want that. I don't want to be lied to.
Yeah. And that
And
don't mean, and that doesn't mean that. See, I think where people get it wrong is that, especially if you're like a vlogger or content creator, and people always say, "Oh, vloggers only show the good side." Yeah, like me, I'm not gonna show poverty. I'm not gonna show people sleeping in the streets and stuff like that in my videos and my uploads. But if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you. You know what I mean? And I think that's the difference. It does exist. We all know you don't got to go around with your camera showing that shit. But if somebody asks you what it's like, what it's really like, answer them honestly. Be honest. Be open. Because there's no place on this earth where there isn't suffering going on. Where there isn't people that,
Exactly.
you know.
For the most part, I'm the type that wants the truth, even if it's the cold hard facts of the world. But some people they find comfort in the lies because they can't face the truth in the world. You know, it's just the way it is. And they might be happy with that, or they might be miserable. They might not know nothing different. And sometimes when people, like I was calling, like some people, they build up a wall, and you just can't get through to them. You know, but
Oh,
if you have to, you have to, you have to work on yourself, and you have to really reflect on what's important to you and in your life. And that's the starting point of creating a better life. And you set your boundaries based on your principles and values, and people that cross it, you have to decide what you're going to do for those consequences, how
yeah.
you're going to react to them. Now, if you just choose to ignore them and let them happen, and then later things get really bad and stuff like that, you can't blame other people for what you're allowing in your life. You have to take responsibility for your part.
That's it. Let me say this because Michael's got some news for anybody. I guess that's what looking to relocate or visit the Philippines long term. He's saying that he says, "Does everyone know that the cost for an extension went up to 5,000 pesos for 2 months now?" So me, I don't know. I don't deal with it, but for anybody that's interested, there's the information for somebody that's actually there, boots on the ground right now. Pretty sure Calvin is gonna have something coming up, or it's gonna come up in his stream tomorrow. So check that out. But that's from
Yeah,
Thomas Marshall. He's actually living there right now. So
I knew that they was talking about in the Philippines of raising the prices of the visas, but I didn't know that they had followed through with it. There was when I last time I heard about it, they was talking about it. So yeah, they probably do that. It's best way to sum it up. It's the cost of inflation, you know, and that's
yeah,
one of the prices you have to pay
every,
overseas, and you have to decide if
Yeah.
that's worth it to you.
what's that like $90?
Yeah,
Five
I figured
thousand.
it'd go up, but it's a good price. It's cool. Let's see, what is it now? It depends where it's at.
Oh, Adam
Last I
got
remember, it was 56, so per dollar.
yeah,
So
yeah. I don't know, but if you're loving it there, you ain't going nowhere, Thomas. You ain't going nowhere. You're gonna pay it. You know, as long as they don't go up.
yeah,
As long as they don't go up too high. So Icy says, red pill nowadays are the ones who love to lead femininity. Any thoughts? I think they want to replace us tacos. Some of them do. Some of them want to just suppress other people, man. Some of them want to suppress other people, man. Like some of them are just hurt.
you know what? I really enjoy your topic tonight. You know, personally, I don't really care one way or the other as long as you if you going over somewhere, like if you want to live like I do, like Thomas is living, anybody that's over in any of the countries, doesn't have to be the Philippines, anywhere you're at. All right, literally be a leader, man, to the young people, man. I know that, like Thomas just said, I read. You know what? I'm inspired by the kids, man. You know, the way they behave, they have fun, and I'm not going to sit here like and go and make a video and say, hey, well, you know, American kids are bad, because that would be wrong, because not you can't patch everybody in one. You know, I've always said you can't patch, but like literally, the kids literally told me And that's why I always smiled every day, and I tried to teach knowledge that I could to the kids. They teach me. They go, "We want you to be around. We want you to be around. We want you to be healthy. We want you to live, for a long time and be with us." Literally, that's what the children said.
Yeah.
Besides, my wife has said it many times to me. But the kids and the young people, the way that they're positive, be honest, be real, be genuine, and teach these kids, men and girls, man, and teach them, what's right, man. Lead them in the right direction, man. Do not let them go down the wrong path that, I have in my life or somebody else. That's all I can do is talk about myself. And that's it. I can't talk about somebody else, but I can talk about my life. I don't want kids going down the road I went.
Salute. Exactly. Let me bring Adam back up. I gotta catch up on these chats. I gotta
Okay, man.
catch up.
I gotta go check on my wife.
All right, bro. Salute to her. Salute to your wife, man. Tell her.
Take care, Bruce.
Say hi, man.
You guys,
All right, bro. Thank
you guys in the chat. They've got a category 3 coming her way, I guess, tonight. So please pray for my wife and family over there.
All right, bro.
I will.
So I'm gonna catch up on these on the comments because I'm way behind. I'm like 20 minutes behind. So let me try to catch up on these. He says, I know how it started. But Rappel, who represent themselves online, sounds to me like that. Yeah, they sound hurt, fresh and fit. Tate, who else? They don't speak for us. They don't speak for us, man. They speak for themselves, their experience. Sometimes it's fake. I don't think it's real, but yeah. So we come to other countries and are some of the biggest offenders. I agree. Mostly bearded men easily to get triggered.
That almost made me laugh.
It got me. Yeah, the big ass beard like that. Nah, salute to all my beards out there. Salute. Liz, you sound crazy today. Who in their right mind is going to do that? Oh man, never listen to other people's projection. Much noise that needed to be irrelevant. People need to know how to give attention to opinions. Yeah, salute. My biggest thing is that who they're talking to, who it's aimed at. It doesn't affect me personally, but it's like we gotta combat it. We gotta combat it. And it's not about fighting them or coming up here being ignorant, calling names or nothing like that. It's just fighting, it's just speaking. Our voice needs to be an option. A bigger option, because the negativity is out there. Be accountable for your choices. Who give a shit what other people think? Walk with your head up high. Yep. As you age, it becomes clearer and clearer that all you have is who you were. I don't know if I'm gonna catch up on these. It's a lot, Adam. It's a lot. Damn. I'm sorry, guys.
Being quiet. So
yeah, I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
man. It's a lot of them, man. If you're part of the smart Americans, you need to push back. Icy is trying to get her #1 chatter back from Thomas Marshall. Bruce, tell the positive part, I guess. Thomas says, great point, Blizz. I'll tell them that they are the future of the Philippines. They're the next doctors, lawyers, and politicians. Yep. And we need to nurture that. We need to nurture it, not ignore it, and not let these negative people get into their minds, man, and tell them that it's not worth it, to give up, to walk away. It's always nice to hear Bruce's progress, that mindset that leads him to being happy and giving a happy journey. Yeah, I remember when I first came around, I think he was just making that change. So I never seen that other Bruce y'all be talking about. Mr. Tate, how you doing? Salute to Mr. Tate and his wife. Good to have you here. Agree with some people's opinions. Yeah, but a lot of everybody has an opinion. Some I value way more than others. Some is just trash. That's just me, in my opinion, and me being honest about it. Did I miss anything? Is this just about the Philippines? Nope, not at all. It's actually about America. Bruce, are you in the Oh shit, missed that one.
Bruce is in the Philippines. Or he visits the Philippines. He goes back and forth.
Back now, the homie call. What I miss? I don't know. You missed a lot, man. TJ seemed like you was going like an hour.
Oh, he missed the good part where we was talking about him. I'm joking.
They need to change citizenship better. Yeah. I don't know. I would never give up my. I would never. I don't know. I don't know how that really works, but I know like I don't want to be a Filipino. I learned the culture. I'll learn the customs. I'll go along with some of them, but I'm never gonna give up my roots and who I am. I love who I am, where I came from. I love my roots. You know. Okay, thanks, TJ. Getting there. Good, Bruce. Sometimes the kids are fascinated by our presence. I noticed that, so I always have a smile on my face. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he says not now, Ron. I think he's going back. He said I asked him and he said it, but I forgot when. Good. Physically fit is part of your brand. After oh yeah. Migraine was inborn. No excuses though. Life happened and got one missing in my routine. Made things happen. Lessons learned. I'll do better next time. I don't know what you can do for a migraine. It happens. And I know my sister gets them really bad. And I don't know. I guess there's some things you can do to try to avoid them or alleviate them, but I know for her, they've tried everything, and she still gets them. You gotta
And
remember
there's
that
some.
people are always watching you and the moves you make. Salute, Kamal. Welcome to the stream, brother. Appreciate you, man. Always be kind and humble. I'm gonna have to skip some of these guys. I'm sorry. Well, what do you guys think is good advice? It's not about good or bad. It's where's it coming from? Where's it coming from? I know some really bad advice. Some really bad advice, you know. But
It's that.
is it coming to a person in a point in their life when they need it? For me, it's more about where's it coming from. You know, is it coming from a good place, or is it keeping people locked in their pain and their misery? Is it coming from your misery that you think that everybody is going to be miserable? Like, you got to really ask ourselves these questions. And we got to ask questions of the people giving advice to us, to our kids. Go ahead. You were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say something to the comment that probably the best advice in the world is the ones that touches your soul. But always make sure to double check it and make sure that it's the right advice for you, because somebody could be just portraying a lifestyle, fantasy lifestyle, or something that it's not. It's unrealistic, but it sounds good. Sometimes if it sounds too good to be true, then usually that's the case. It's not good for me.
Yeah. And that's why I'm glad I came to the internet when I did, and I started talking when I did, because I'm not where I want to be at. I'm still early in this journey. You know what I mean? Like I call myself a future expat, but I'm in America. I'm still working. I'm still taking care of my family. If I ever do make it there to becoming an expat like Adam here, you're gonna be able to see this whole journey. You know, of course, there's some private. I don't really show my family. I'm not ever got like even when I was still coaching, I really didn't show the kids I coached because I didn't want to feel like I was exploiting them. But you're gonna be able to look back and be like, damn, that was Blizzard in America in his living room. You know what I'm saying? Like a long time ago. I remember him. He was telling me about getting fired from his job. I remember that. He didn't just show up living overseas, already a full made man, and pointing fingers back saying, oh, look at these fools still staying in America. Look at them fucking guys. They're losers. They're lost. The Matrix has their mind or nothing like that. Like I said, that's just my story. I'm not saying anybody else did it the wrong way or the right way. I'm just saying I'm glad that I started talking about my life when I did start.
Well, it doesn't matter where you live in the world. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes until the day you pass away. It's how you deal with them. Do you learn from them, or do you keep repeating the same mistakes, expecting a different outcome? You have to decide what's right for you. And some people live in America, others go overseas, and
Yeah.
there is there's no perfect formula. There's no perfect formula that is right for everyone. You have to pick and choose and create your own potion that makes your happiness in life. You have to put in the work. You have to do the research. You have to do stuff. You have to go
Yeah.
out and do the things to create the life you want.
I'm
I'm
just
willing
saying,
to do.
I'm glad I started talking at the point in my journey when I did. You know what I mean? Just for me, because it's the beginning. And like I said, I didn't make my channel as a travel channel. You know, I made it to talk to people that was in the same situation as me, men. And I'm glad that I could talk to them from here and have the dreams and the goals that I want still up in front of me, not looking back, you know, because at least it's you got to understand you're an expat, so we root for you guys, but we kind of the people that want to become expats, we do put y'all a notch up. We do put y'all a notch up because you guys are where we want to eventually be. Some you're humble about it. I appreciate that. Not everyone is humble about it, and they punch down. You know what I mean? They like these guys. It's like
That
no.
that reminds me of one person who's talking about the Philippines. He goes, "I've been traveling, been in the Philippines for 9 years. I'm the expert. Nobody else can tell you any better than me." Blah blah blah
Exactly.
blah blah blah. And then I
Yeah.
said, "Well, I started traveling when I was 21 years old. I got 30 now. I have 32 years experience of traveling and living overseas." He goes, "Are you the expert?" I said, "When did I ever say I was the expert?
Mhm.
I'm just a simple man trying to make the best out of life, just like anybody else in the
That's it.
world."
That's it. Miss Wish says, "I'd rather hurt with the truth than confront with lies." Yeah, I agree. I heard you say that in your stream earlier, and I agreed with you 100%. Um, Icy says, if you think you have the wisdom, whether they listen or not, if you have the platform, say it anyway. It might not sink in now, but it's in their minds to access when they need it. Yes, yes, absolutely. Might say it again and they finally understand it. Yep. Or try a different angle, you know. Also, I like also when expats share in their dark in the pro. All right, all right. Frank says, I don't know. I only pay a yearly fee. So I really don't know the immigration stuff. I'm not there yet. So, Russ, I always say if you're privileged enough and have opportunity, travel. Be open minded and do not bring your own baggage. Learn how to have critical thinking on your own. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Before you go overseas, you have to fix your own problems, because going overseas is not going to magically fix them for you. You have to you can't, no matter where you live in the world, you can't build a dream home on a foundation of pain. You have to learn how to grow and try to build your life the right way. And with so much toxicity in the world today, that's becoming harder and harder each day. People find their own truths in the world when there's so many lies. People find comfort in their lives, or spreading fantasy for profit.
Yeah. I said, just know, Blizz, if I see hypocrisy in the highest order in my channel, I'm going to push back and will totally give receipts for it too if needed. Yep. I know that. I seen it.
I'm sitting there holding a
You brought
cigarette because
smoke. Oh,
I wanted to smoke, and then I said, I was just
yeah,
thinking, I
see?
told Bree, told Blizzard that I wouldn't smoke on live, because somebody says, put that cigarette down.
Yes. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. A good 45 minutes. Look, I vape and I be sitting here like hours and hours, man.
To be honest, this cigarette here, since it's not regular tobacco,
It's not.
it's probably about as bad as vaping. Oh,
I don't
pretty
know.
close.
I think vaping might be worse than cigarettes, to be honest. I don't know.
But oh man, if I had my hands on some good cigars right now, I said, I'm sorry, Blizz, I gotta smoke me a cigar.
You could do what you want to do, but I'm gonna try just to nudge you a little bit, you know, just at least for now. You'll be all
Well,
right though.
to be honest,
You got health concerns, so I would hate to see. I would hate, God forbid, anything happen, and I'm sitting here like, damn, bro, I wanted to say something to tell them to stop smoking, but I should have just said it. You know what I mean? So that's why I just say it.
yeah, I agree. I'm an idiot for smoking, and
It's all right. We all got advice.
and that goes to who am I to tell somebody to quit smoking when I'm actually smoking myself? I just can tell you, if you never start, don't start. If you never start smoking,
Don't
if you're
start.
young and you never smoke, don't start.
Don't start. Don't vape. Vaping, I don't know, maybe healthier, but I know for what I've figured out is that it's far more addictive.
It's more addictive, and from what I've seen, it has a tendency to cause more lung infections. And the ones that heavily vape, people actually have passed away from vaping.
But I
Because it
noticed
creates a
that I just noticed that I don't do it as much as I would smoking a cigarette though. That's the thing. So I'll do like one hit and I'm all right for a little while. But Thomas says some of us don't want to listen, even when they know you're right. True. I only give advice on wealth building. On building wealth, Frank Tate says. If that's what you know about, that's fine. Yeah. And then we need more voices. We need more voices in that too. We absolutely need just more voices, period. More voices from us men, period. Period.
oh
No matter what.
yeah.
I've been telling everybody I could think of. Like everybody, like, yo, you need to start a YouTube channel. Yo, you need to stream. We need more voices. I'm out here recruiting. I'm recruiting. Not to subscribe to me, but to start their own channels because we need more voices. Everybody's so hesitant. So as soon as they come with a complaint, look, you could be out here telling people the right way, but you choose not to get your voice out there. You know what I'm saying? So look, we need more men, man. For me, migraines are triggered by autistic burnout. Start with adjusting your environment. For your sister, I believe it may either be that or certain foods. Many astonishing. The very foods we enjoy have certain additives or natural ingredients that trigger migraines. Yeah, she been going through it for years. She been to specialists. She been all type of medicines and diets and Botox and something else like they're trying to do. It's just crazy.
Yeah, they can be using. Miss Rose was saying that they use Botox to help treat certain types of migraines,
Yeah.
and it's not like into the skin, but it goes deeper into your system. And the only thing I don't know because I haven't researched it. The only way I think it can help is it helps restrict the veins in your brain and stuff to cause them. Because sometimes migraine can be triggered by having your blood vessels restrict, or if they open up too wide, and it might not be like a direct um migraine. It might become because your blood vessels stance, and like when I get a blood clot, what hurts is the blood clot blocks the flow of blood, and it just builds up and it builds up pressure. And they said that's like it feels like actually getting shot. Somebody shooting you when it gets real bad. It's
No.
like somebody took a gun and shot you. But talking about vape, I was vaping in Thailand until they made it illegal. Now,
Oh,
now, now I don't buy it, and now I don't buy vapes anymore. I think it's still some left on this one, but I'm not sure.
that's crazy. So let me. All right. I think I'm catching up. I'm catching up, man. Icy says easier to spot who are the ones who full of shit. Really. So I'm not really sure why these people have so much relevancy. That shouldn't be any thoughts, man. If you could figure that one out, I think when we start talking about these algorithms, though, it's gonna push you certain ways, man. And that's why it seems like is the algorithm, honestly, social media is the cause of this so-called gender wars that we're talking about. Because it just pushes people the same shit every day. You know what I mean? Like the algorithm is gonna tell a hurt man who's once you search for it and you watch one of these videos, the algorithm is just gonna push you more and more and more and more. And if you're not out in the real world experiencing, seeing regular relationships, everyday relationships between men and women, you know, and maybe you're a kid that just stays in the house. Maybe you're a man that's, going through a divorce. All you want to do is work. You know what I mean? Work and go home. A lot of men do that after they get hurt. Work and go home, work and go home. You're not out in the real world. You're not seeing real relationships. You're not seeing men and women cooperate the way they should be, or the way you should have seen them. The algorithm is just gonna keep pushing you clips and clips and clips of women that are doing bad things and men talking about women that are doing bad things. Does it mean that that's all that's out there? No, that's all that algorithm is gonna keep feeding you because that's what you're engaged in. That's what you're engaging with. You're feeding yourself that. We can blame it on
Yeah.
the algorithm, but it's us who are clicking on these things, who are watching them. Then in turn, we're being fed more and more and more because that's all the algorithm is going to do. And it's the same thing on the women's side. All they're seeing is men are lazy now and um, men are trash. What were they saying? Men are useless. They don't need men, you know. And then the men are seeing that women are gold diggers and Western women are, you know, strong, independent, don't need no man. That's all you're seeing constantly over and over and over again, man. It's the same shit, just recycled, repackaged.
I think social media pushes well and makes the most money. And a lot of people, if you watching stuff that doesn't agree with you and stuff like that, you shouldn't watch it because all you're doing is feeding beats. You giving them more, you giving them reason. Even if you click on somebody's channel that you don't like, and they got a video that you don't like, if you click dislike or you make a negative comment because you don't like what they're saying, you're still promoting them. You're still promoting it. You're still promoting their channel.
You still watched it long enough to not like it.
Exactly.
Guess what? We're gonna send you some more of that shit. We got some cocky ass expats over here. I just shake my head, Thomas Marshall. Yeah. Bruce says I'm real expert. How actors think they got all the answers, but if you ask how they got their life, they give you bullshit response. True. Like, I swear to God, I had one dude I was talking to, man, and he was telling me all about how bad marriage is in the West. Marriage, divorce court, kids. As soon as I say, how long you been married? No answer, bro. And then he clicked on, he went away. Like, dude, all I asked was, how long you been married? Because you got all the answers about marriage, you know all about it. But as soon as you confront them like that, they go away. Or they no answer, no response. We see it all the time. Salute, cuz. This is my cousin right here, Jamil. Jamil, this is my cousin, man. Salute to him, man. I'm glad my family pops up, man, watches my stuff, man. I appreciate y'all, man. A lot of them don't say nothing. They'll be in the back watching, but salute. Appreciate you, cuz. This is the one I said I was talking to earlier.
Do I think there are problems with relationships, marriages, and divorce in America? Yeah. But the problem is, I don't have all the answers for it. So who am I to criticize and complain until we can, come up something that, comes up better? But the main problem, I think, is the government is sticking their nose more in people's relationships, marriages than they ought to. And the main reason they do that is because they make money off of it.
I don't know. I never felt like I just don't feel it. I don't know. Maybe I was blind to it, but I never felt like the government got involved in any relationship, any of my relationships.
So you don't feel like in a divorce court, if you have to pay child support or
Well, that's
alimony,
the
that
dissolution of a man. That's the dissolution of a relationship. That's not the relationship.
I'm not getting at that. What I'm saying is you don't think the court system, the government doesn't make a profit, don't make money from that. They charge fees and get money for that, doing that. Same like insurance companies, you know, like in California, for example, when all those fires were happening, a lot of insurance companies wasn't paying out their fire insurance. They were coming up with like different reasons not to do it.
Yeah, but how is that getting involved in your relationship? A lot of people when you say that, people take that the wrong way. As far as the government's getting involved. No, you're paying a fee for a service. That's it. You're paying a fee for a
And
service. You pay
yeah,
for your fishing license.
you paying a fee for the court, but who makes the laws? Who made the laws the way they do and stuff like that? I think it should be more instead of the government getting involved in the negativity of relationships and all that. They should have incentives to help, promote the relationships. And I can talk about that if you like.
Yeah,
But
I get what you're. No, I kind of get what you're saying. We should be promoting more healthy relationships.
Exactly.
But when a relationship breaks down, our government has decided that people need a guideline. Because if all right, so if you have a divorce where you guys are amicable and you agree to everything, the government's not going to say, hey, wait a minute. No, woman, you should ask for this or you should ask for that. That's not the government doing that.
Yeah, I agree. If two people decide to get divorced, then that's agreeable. But I think I'm more focusing more on the no fault divorce. You can get divorced for any reason, and you don't have to have reason. You can say, "I'm just not happy anymore." I think when a marriage should be more commitment to it. People take it more serious before they get married. A lot of people today get married for wrong reasons. And no fault divorce makes that easier for people to choose. Well, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, And they don't think about just not only the relationship with their partner, but how it hurts their kids, how it can hurt the kids also. It's not so much the government. It's just people taking more responsibility for the choices that they make. And especially if it involves children. I think that's what I'm trying to get at.
I agree with you. But I think that speaks to more character, more culture than the court. Like this is one thing I push back all the time is like we wanna, and we all do it, but we wanna have somebody else to blame. If the marriage broke down, it's between the couple. Don't blame that on the system. You know what I mean? It's not the system, not that part. Yeah, the system allowed for it. I know a lot of people are going to agree with it. Yeah, the system allowed for it for a reason. For a reason.
Yeah,
but
I explained that.
And one other thing I say is that we like to sit here and say all the time that women file for divorces majority of the time. I'm not saying that's what you say, but you hear it a lot in the manosphere is that women file for divorces 80% of the time or something like that. What we don't say is that man probably is already checked out mentally, but men will stay in unhappy relationships far longer than women will. You disagree or agree with that?
I agree with that, and what I would say is, a lot of times people don't when they first get together in a relationship and decide to get married, they don't keep maintaining the things that brought them together. You know, they change, and life does make that happen. But at the same time, you gotta, when you, not only if you're trying to grow together, you gotta maintain what you have already had. And some people forget about it. You know, like some guys, they work all the time, and you know sometimes they don't have a choice, but they let their selves go. They stop dating their wives. They stop doing the things that brought them together, and that's the same with women. You know, you gotta always maintain what brought you together. Um, what was this other one that you said? Something about I forgot what you said earlier. It was two parts to that you was talking about.
What?
I was talking about maintaining the marriage, but it was another thing. It was another thing that you said that I wanted to comment
Men,
on. But
oh, men stay in unhappy relationships.
yeah, sometimes they stay in relationships that they're unhappy with because they don't think they can do any better, and both for
Children.
most and children, both men and women are broken. That, you know, relationships, expecting somebody else to fill that hole in their heart, and it doesn't work that way. Um, some people, some people are afraid of the uh, divorce and alimony and child support. You know, because some men, child support and alimony can be devastating to them. You know, makes their life very hard.
I agree.
That's why I say you gotta take responsibility for yourself. You gotta create your own happiness before you spread it to others. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's the main problem is the way society is set up, and maybe some of the laws, not all the laws, but you know, it's always exceptions to all the rules in the world. You know, it just makes it easier for people to make the wrong choices today
Yeah.
instead of making the right choices.
But
Why?
the
Because
thing is, and the thing I push back against is not cautioning the younger generation. It's not. It's about fear mongering to them, right? Marriage in America is not going to stop. Like,
no,
just stop, right? We know that because, um, contrary to popular belief, young men want families, they want children, they want to be married, they want significant others, right? So just telling men in America, don't get married, don't have kids, that's not realistic. Yeah, there's a small majority that's going to listen, all right? What you could do is talk about boundaries, setting up barriers to things, recognizing red flags early in relationships. But a lot of people aren't doing that. A lot of these red pill guys, they're not doing that. They're saying, don't get married in the West, don't have kids in the West. So I don't see, that's not reality, man. It's not realistic that all young men in America are just going to stop having relationships. Young men
yeah,
are going to pursue relationships, right? So
I
stop fear
agree.
mongering and tell them the real shit. Tell them, give them real advice that they can use.
I think that's what I was trying to get at. A lot of people, both men and women today, nobody really prepares them to face the world. They wander around with no purpose, and not knowing what they really want in life. I tell people to do what makes them happy in life, but at the same time, you have to accept any consequences that follow, whether they're good or bad. You know, you make the real choices on that.
Yeah, I had to skip some of these. I had to skip some of these comments. I apologize if your comment got skipped. Joseph's in the house. Salute, Joseph. How you doing, brother? You know, Icy was worried about you, man. Yeah, you don't go missing on Icy, bro. Worried about you, man. I had to skip some comments just to catch it up and make it relevant to what we were just talking about. All right. So let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Frank Tate says that is the lawyers that make things bad. Let me see. I don't know. Not natural chat. Thomas Marshall says if you can be reasonable and talk about divorce, you don't need to get the courts involved. Tell me a woman that actually can do that. I don't know. I went through my divorce was amicable. It was easy. It was easy. Um,
Yeah,
like I
but
said, I
yeah,
think I think I've dealt with bad women in my life, but not to the point to where it got that kind of crazy. I'm not even gonna say a bad woman, just not. I don't even know how to say it. I haven't had that horrible experience.
it's
So
like
maybe I've been lucky.
it's like some women, they just want a divorce, and it wasn't really that bad. But if they meet up with a lawyer, the lawyer puts all these ideas in their head. You say, I can do this for you, I can do that for you, I can do this and that and other. And they go, and the wife goes, well, I'm not really want to do that. But the lawyer says, oh, but if you do this, it'll make your life so much better. They sell them on, on doing things that could possibly hurt another person. And that's not always the case, but there are some lawyers that do that.
Yeah.
Or like in a car accident, they say first thing they do is put on neck. You got them lawyers tell you put on a neck brace and go see a chiropractor.
They want their 30%, however much it is. But I see that. But Frank Tate says when men make a family, we feel that we have a duty to try to make it work out. I agree. I've been there. Believe me, I've been there, man. I stayed way too long. That's how I can talk about it. That's why I can talk about it. Because I stayed 2 years too long in a relationship to make sure the kids was all right. I did it. I talk about it. That's
agree.
how I could talk about it because I experienced it. I didn't hear it from somebody else,
I agree. The majority of men, that's what they want. They want to they want to make their relationship work, and they want to take care of the kids.
That's it, man. Salute, beat your life. Beat your life, salute, man. I know that's the wrong hand, but yeah, salute to you, brother.
And I think the best way of doing that is if the couple remains together, remains together, and it makes it easier. I'm not saying that in single parenthood that a kid can't be raised up by one parent, but I just think it's better. In my opinion, I think it's better if the couple can remain together, but the world doesn't work that way.
No, you can't force that. I don't think
Oh
we're
no.
going back. Even in the Philippines, and like I said, I don't know 100%. It's not. Divorce is not legal, but you still have separation. You know what I mean? So unless we're gonna start locking wives in the house, you can't. I don't see how we legislate that. A couple to stay together, a wife not to leave. I don't. It's better than what it was. I hear. I don't know. I hear it's better to where before it was no fault divorce. Women had to come up with things they still wanted to leave. So instead of saying I'm over this, I just want to leave. No, they're gonna make something up now. False allegations, DV allegations. That's the reason why that law was passed to stop the false DV and sexual assault allegations that was happening. That the women felt was necessary to get out of marriage. That's why no fault divorce was created. Because before then, a woman couldn't just say, "Hey, I'm done with this relationship. I'm no longer in love with him." She had to go say, "My husband raped me," or "My husband beats on me." Which would you rather have? Imagine it. She had to go say DV charges against the man. So now you still get divorced. On top of getting the divorce, now you got DV, domestic violence charges.
Yeah, but even there's a lot of false allegations out there, but I think that I think it should still be innocent until proven guilty. You know, they got to have evidence or proof of that. You know, you just can't go by hearsay. Like some college kids back in college, some of the boys were getting in trouble where women would say that they raped them, and you know they had a mutual sexual encounter with each other, or you know both of them were drinking, both of them were they were drinking, and then the girl decided, oh, the sex we had, I decided I didn't like it, I didn't want to do that, so now it's rape, and that does happen. You got people sitting in prison now for crimes that they didn't commit. Now, is it a big epidemic of that? No, but there are people that are like that every single day. So I don't think they should make it. I don't think they should make divorce as easy as it is. But I understand both sides of it, and I wish there was some. I wish there was a middle ground in that. And sadly, nobody has found the right answer for that.
No. Thomas says it's tough to get married when you have a 50% chance to lose everything you worked for in your life. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be so easy, though. You know, it shouldn't.
The easier you make things for other people to do, whether it's right or wrong, that's the path they're going to do. That's what the most path that the person's going to choose.
It's one of the most important decisions you're gonna make in your life. I mean, I don't know, it's a lot of marriages coming up in my family, so like people still getting married. It's not the internet. I've been to a lot of since I started coming on since I started my channel. I know about so many weddings, man. Like people out here in the real world are still getting married
and
still having anniversaries.
Thomas did bring up a important point. Sometimes I do get long-winded, and if I do, and it's something you want to say, just tell me to be quiet and listen, and I'll do that. And I tell everybody to do that on that channel.
Liz got him good. The reason I know you can lead Liz, good women are around you. I think, yeah, yes. Online and in person, and in real life. Both, even though it's the same, but yeah, I'm listening while watching. What you watching? Dishes, clothes, yourself. What you watching, Miss Wish? Cause she always talk about I'm in the bath. But Kamal said no. I'm be honest. I'm skipping the ones about steak. If your woman is shit crazy, look within, not outside, and not point fingers. That's a choice you made. Be accountable and learn better. I don't know. You could call her crazy. If she crazy, she crazy. So you just got to deal with it, though. But if it's your wife, then it sucks. But it's the woman you chose to supposedly spend the rest of your life with. You know. But you should be able to end that, man. You should be able to end that relationship. That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be forced. It sucks, but it's life. And for somewhere along along in history, we've learned that this was necessary. In the Roman time, people as much shit as men talk about child support. You know how long child support has been around?
Honestly, no. I can tell you. Well, I don't know if I can tell you when it started in America. But,
Roman times. They had to force men to take care of their responsibilities. And if you killed a man, you were if you unlawfully killed a man, you were responsible to take care of their family.
Yeah, I can see that. I think no matter where you go, if you're unhappy and you always unhappy wherever you go, At some point in your life, you're gonna have to look at yourself and see if you're not the problem that's causing your unhappiness. You have to look within. I've seen people that roam about in their own country or different relationships, or go overseas, and vice versa. So many problems. They always talk about unhappiness, no matter where they go. Well,
Yeah, it's
then
you.
you need to reflect on yourself.
It's you. But like
Look,
I said earlier, those people break the mirror instead of looking in it. They break the mirror. And then as soon as you start talking about something that's gonna make them that looks like they can see their reflection in what you're saying, they're gonna break your mirror too. Or
that's
they're gonna
I
try.
think that's what I think I call the emotional nights. Yeah, the emotional knights, they still soft skin, but they'll lash out and try to fight back. And they'll don't matter what it is, they just swinging the sword at the shadow, whatever shadows may come their way, and it might not even be nothing there for them, but they just constantly swinging the shadows, being wearing their emotional armor, got their shield, and had the sword ready
Yeah,
just to lash out for something because it basically something that reflects on them or reminds them of themselves.
yeah, exactly. Listen to Icy says the reason real life experiences, the bad and the good, should be enjoyed. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It all goes together. The good and the bad is the
Yeah,
experience of life all together. We can't run from bad experiences. You're gonna probably run right. You're gonna run right into another one. Or a worse one. Some people will travel an extra 10,000 miles just to avoid paying. Not that's well. Let me say that's kind of a stretch. That's a stretch. 10,000 miles. Some people will add a lot of time and miles to their journey just to avoid paying a toll. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? You want to go around all the tolls, but all right, you saved $10 not paying the toll. But guess what? You put extra wear on your car. You burned extra gas and it took you longer. So did you really save? That's what people are doing in life. They're trying to avoid the paying the damn tolls.
yeah. I try to tell people it's not always about the journey; it's about the destination. And sometimes that destination that journey, the path that you decide to walk, is it's gonna have obstacles, it's gonna have pain, it's gonna actually have some suffering. But you have to continue to move forward in life, and and keep making each step the best you can in the direction that makes you happy. If you're happy in your life and you're not harming anybody else, then who am I to judge? Live your life and I'll live mine. That's how I reflect on things. If my dog wants to go outside the bedroom, so I let him out.
All right. Tom Joseph
Yeah,
says,
all
Thomas
right.
Marshall, damn dude, really? She
Back to
stole so
you.
much money from you. She grew conscious about it.
No,
How did you recover from that?
bailar,
What else
vamos
was it?
home.
Frank says, it is best to hide your money if you want to keep your wife. Cool,
Aquí
Frank.
me.
If a man need to hide their money from their wife, I think they better walk away. Salute. Joseph is in the building. Joseph, you there? Well, I don't know what I'm looking at, Joseph. What is that? Oh, Bola. Yeah, I got like 13 more minutes. I'm gonna let Joseph up, let him talk. I'm gonna go to 1 o'clock tonight. Go get some sleep. Sleep till 5. That's good enough. I'm never gonna catch up with the chat. And again, I apologize, man. Thomas Marshall says, "Good luck to the married people." Yeah, I don't advocate for marriage. I don't advocate against it. I advocate for people to do their due diligence though, because we do due diligence with everything else. Don't ignore red flags. Have boundaries, man. Have boundaries, and don't ignore red flags, man. You and be careful. It's one of the most important decisions you're gonna make in your life. And so that's what I advocate for. I'm not coming up here saying, "Oh, get married. We need to be pushing more marriage." No, I'm not. There you go, Joseph. What up, brother? I'm letting you up, man. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna finish this chat. To be honest, I got another 10 minutes here. How you doing, bro? You there, Joseph?
Yep.
Salute, man. How you doing, man? Where you been at? I see you was asking about you, man.
Just been working and going.
Yeah,
So,
man.
I know it might be a long while before I come back on my knees. Just gotta, focus on God. That's all. Get myself together.
Nah, I wish you the best, man. I don't know what you're going through, but just know, if you need me, you need to talk or anything, man. I'm here, man. Just hit me up behind the scenes. We don't got to do it up here. If you just want to get stuff off your chest, man. My email is there. We could hook up on WhatsApp or just through email. If you need it, if you don't, that's fine too. You know, but just know somebody there that like if you need to get something off your chest, that's okay too, man.
Yeah, I
I-
appreciate it.
I'm willing to listen to anybody's problems, and I might not have an answer, or the answer I may give might not be one that you like. But I think another problem, and that brings up another thing, talking about social media content creators. They offer advice counseling, and these people pay them money to listen to them, and they just feed them a whole lot of crap and stuff. And you see that in psychiatrists and counselors today, just in the regular real world. So you have to pick have to pick carefully who you listen to, and it may not be that they're telling you the wrong advice. It just might not apply to your life. But
Juice,
you
what
have
up,
to
Juice?
choose what is best for you.
Yeah, that's. I mean, a lot of these guys, I guess they would need. They actually need therapy, but they go to their favorite content creators, YouTube, whatever, people that they admire and assume that they have their best interests at heart. But in reality, they're just looking to, secure a bag like everybody else and give off the appearances of giving good advice. So they leverage that trust that people have in them, um, and do things that they have no business doing, consultations and things like that, especially with serious life matters, things that could have serious life and death consequences, and yet they're charging people for these services that only a licensed therapist and psychologist should be going to. They should be
Exactly.
going to, or if you're going to get it for free, it should be at like your local church, someone who has a spiritual background or some sort of spiritual foundation, which a lot of these men have no spiritual. They're the ones. If man, they're the ones that are perpetuating a lot of the mental illness that these men are seeking their consultation for. So they're selling the problem. They're poking and prodding at it, right, with an iron rod, and then saying, "Come to me with the solution." So they're double dipping. That's really what people do. A lot of guys don't see it that way. They see it as this is someone I idolize. This is someone who's helping me. He is not helping you. He's helping you dig a deeper ditch. So that way you have to look to him to pay him more money to get you out of the ditch that he helped you dig yourself into. A lot of guys don't think that far ahead,
Yeah,
unfortunately. So,
yeah.
Yeah, and what I say
And
is
the goal is to keep you there, keep you
yep.
viewing, keep you
keep
super chatting, keep
keep
you in
that
the
meter
Patreon,
running.
keep you needing those consultations. I can't offer a consultation. I'll be honest, I could listen. I don't even know if I could offer advice.
They do it.
I know I got a good ear to listen to people. That's why I always say if you need to get something off your chest, I'm here. You
They
want
do it.
advice, seek professional help.
They do it to keep the meter running. And
Yeah,
That's the main thing about people. People are more willing to listen to things they want to hear instead of listening to what they need to know.
because they want that comfort zone. They want like-minded people, but when it's in a negative space, like it's a vicious cycle, man. It's a vicious cycle. Salute Ron Lawson. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man.
I think a lot of people just need to honestly, God works. I know a lot of people don't believe in God in that way. They say, "Oh, you're spiritual, your religious beliefs, whatever." But it's more than just. It's not had nothing to do with religion or even spirituality. It's just reality. People don't debate whether or not you can. We don't see air, but we know it exists. We don't see gravity, but we know that exists. So the things that we can't see, but we feel, we acknowledge its existence. But when it comes to God, that's something that we deny. So then we go to man and look for them to be our God. So we always have to substitute something to be our God, if not God Himself, and that always ends up being self-destructive to the individual, especially when it comes to men in these spaces, um, looking for some sort of comfort or some sort of guidance from people who themselves are lost, who
Yeah,
themselves need guidance and don't have it, and or give or portray themselves as to be someone like a Blizzard who actually is qualified to give advice. Because, like you said earlier in the 5 points that you was making, most of these men aren't even qualified. They're the ones complaining about the community, but they're not going into the community, doing any real work with even one individual. They're not at the Boys and Girls Club. They're not doing these things that they used to do anymore, but they come online and talk about the problems because they're a talking head, but they don't actually solve any problems. So they don't have the experience to back up any of the things that they're talking about. They're just speaking because talking long enough runs up the clock, like Adam said. It gets people super chatting, gets them going, yeah, that's right. We're not gonna take it. Just to get them
yeah,
riled up and pay the fees to continue hearing the same things that they want to hear, tell them what they want to hear, and they'll come back for more. And so it's just a big racket, man.
I agree. And it honestly it gets aggravating sometimes, man. It really does, man. As a content creator, it does get aggravating, man. Because like I was saying earlier, it's because I have a son who's searching, who's seeking out knowledge, man, and he comes across some these type of people sometimes. Now I know my son is not gonna blindly follow these people, but it still gets me upset when I'm like, "Who told you that?" You know what I mean? Like what? Like he'll come back and just tell me, "Yeah, this guy was saying this, this, and that." He's just saying it. He not believing it, but it's like, why would you tell somebody that? Why would you tell a young man that? That pisses me off. Pisses me off, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. But it is what it. That's life. You're not gonna stop people from talking. You know what I mean? What we need to do is get our voice out there too. That's all I'm saying, guys. Like, stop letting them win. Stop letting them overtalk us. I don't. I'm never gonna sit up here with this face and compete with a big booty shaking. You know what I mean? It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna choose the booty every time, man. That doesn't mean we're gonna stop talking, though. We're gonna keep talking every week. And I know I gotta get on my videos more, but honestly, for right now, streaming is gonna be streaming for right now. I do got I do have the Santo Domingo video, but it's just that's taking so long to edit it. And I want to get that video good because there are parts in it. Um let's just say there's parts in it that I think you guys will find interesting. Conversations just having with locals. Um I'm gonna leave at least one in there. But all I can
Yeah, yeah.
say
Finish that video.
go ahead, Joseph. Go ahead, man.
I'm just saying, finish the video. It sounds. I almost wish you didn't say anything about it because now my curiosity is.
Yeah, it's not some exciting travel vlog and all that stuff. It's just me. It's just how I travel. I'm not jumping out of airplanes at this time. I'm not, I'm not. It's just me. Everybody's like, "Oh, you probably did this and you probably did that." No, I just travel the way I travel. Salute, beat your life. Thank you for hitting that mind button. Let me read this. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. We'll be back here Friday. It's either gonna be 10 o'clock or 11:45. I don't know which yet. And you guys will see the thing go out Friday, probably Friday morning, if it does go out as a reminder. But just know, I am going to be streaming Friday. If you guys are looking for something to do, you got something you want to get off your chest, Friday is more of the open panel discussion, where we could just go, we could just talk. I'm not gonna let it get crazy though, so don't get offended if I redirect it. If you're going someplace, I'm not gonna let it get crazy. Salute everybody for coming up here. Adam, you want to say something before we get up off here, and then Joseph, you could go after him.
I say thank you for having me on the panel, and hold value to all the comments in here, and thank you all for being here. And I think a lot of things me and Blizzard agree on. You know, we just have a different way of saying it, and sometimes how we say it, it kind of, you know, you have to clarify.
Yeah.
So with that, I say goodbye.
All right, brother. Anytime, man. You're welcome anytime. Thank you, man. I appreciate you for coming up here, man.
I
You're like a
appreciate you
regular
for
now,
having
man.
me.
You're a regular now. So salute. All right, brother. I'll catch you.
All right, bye bye.
Joseph.
Um, hmm. Yeah, it's a little. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I can. I don't. It's difficult to say. You guys are not. You're not strangers,
But we not
but you're right.
confidants either.
No.
So don't share nothing you don't feel comfortable sharing, man. Um, like I said, for me, if you want to hit me up behind the scenes, you could. I'll listen. I don't know if I could give you advice or not. I see the same with her too. You know what I mean? But this public space. So I'm just gonna
I
say
mean,
that.
this is nothing.
And
There's nothing going on.
I'm not gonna sit here and try to ring you or get it out of you or nothing like I don't do that. I don't do
I mean, it's just you just let's just say everyone has gone through it. You know, when you lose a friend, um, it doesn't feel very good. It doesn't feel very nice. And I'm not talking about in the sense of like death or anything like that, but maybe it feels worse than that. If the person is still alive and they decide for whatever reasons that they feel is necessary, that that friendship is not of value to them anymore. But it was at one point between the two of you. That's not a good feeling at all. So um, it's that's difficult.
that. Yeah.
So dealing with that emotionally is interesting because I can be outside working 95-degree weather, busting my back, getting bruised up, almost breaking a finger, and that kind of pain doesn't compare to the kind of
Yeah.
pain that I feel from losing a friend that I genuinely cared about. Um, from having to tell her something that I know needed to be said, but knew that it was a possibility it would cause an issue. So it's more like one of those worst case scenarios coming to pass. But then what do you do? Do you keep that information to yourself? Um, or do you go and speak about the information and hope for the best? Well, um, I like to think I made the best choice on her behalf. But then, of course, the selfish part of me is that maybe I shouldn't have said anything and just kept it to myself. But then I would have been living with that. Well, now I have this to do. Now I know there's something that I know I should have told her, but I never told her. But I'm never going to tell her because I want to keep this friendship. So what's worth more to me? Is it the selfish reason of keeping the friendship, holding back information that needs to be said, something that someone needs to know, or do you tell that person knowing the consequences that what happened to me is the friendship would quickly dissolve. So that's what I've been going through, and that person just so happens to be that woman in the picture right there. That's that yeah, she was cool. So that's what I've been dealing with.
The
And no matter
Brazilian
how,
tour guide.
yep.
You want advice or you just want to talk? I don't know if I
No,
how much advice. You want
anything.
advice or you just want to
I
talk?
mean, whatever you think, whatever you feel. 'Cause I'm sure you've been through it.
Yeah, it's like mourning, like you said. It's like a death. It's like mourning, you know. But what I would say that if it's a true friendship, give her some time, and maybe it'll come back. Because we I've seen this happen before. People get upset. People react off their emotions, and then once they realize it, if they're not too egotistical, they come back when they realize, that you did the right thing. You did what you're supposed to do as a friend. And if she knows you, she knows that that's what you were going to do. You know what I mean? It's not your job to carry around someone else's secret. You know what I mean? Imagine the weight of that. Imagine the weight of that. Carrying around someone else's secret, especially someone that's not your friend, somebody that's hurting your friend.
Imagine the secret was one that you did not want to have in the first place about
Yeah,
someone
you
that's close to her that has nothing to do with you. I'm a dreamer.
exactly,
This shit
exactly.
comes to me, and I tell people things, and it's always been accurate things about myself, and I don't know why it's been like that because I was a kid, and there was a certain dream about her mother that I was like, I don't even know this lady, and I don't want to. I don't want. I sat on it for 3 days. I said I'm not gonna say nothing because I knew because I was like, if it was my mother, if someone was telling me what I told her about my mother, I would have probably done the same thing. Like, no, no, because it was a very sore point. But it's not something I perceived when I was there. I was with her and her mother. It was just, I was just kind of like a fly on the wall. I was there. I'm the chief of tour guide. We're having a good time. It's none of my business what's going on between. But I knew there was some things going on, but I didn't have no knowledge of it. I didn't ask about it. It was none of my business. So imagine if something that was none of your business about something or someone that's very close to someone else's life being revealed to you that now you have to be the one to say these things. And it's like, where did this come from? This has nothing to do with me. All right, let me see. Man, I don't really want to do this. It's probably not going to, it may or may not. I don't know what's going to happen, but I got to say it. I'm going to choose to say it. And it's like, fuck. So I don't know. I had to kind of mentally, emotionally process that I make the right choice. Um, because again, it's not something you seek out. Who wants to be the bearer of bad news? Who wants to do that? Of course, sometimes people shoot the
Not
messenger. I get
not
that.
good people. Not good people. Not but doing it right. Nothing wrong with doing the right thing in the long run, man. There's a way to do it. I'm pretty sure you did it the right way. You didn't just blurt it out or say it in anger or nothing like that. You did it out of concern. You know, I don't know the situation. I can't say if it's right or wrong. I don't know. I kind of don't want to even know the dirty details or nothing like that. So if you did it out of a kind place, you feel you did the right thing. You did it out of love. If that's your friend, then she kind of should know your character and that you weren't gonna carry that, and that you were gonna act in her best
Oh,
in her on her best behalf. I hope she knows that, man. I hope that this could be fixed. Because right now, what you're feeling is mourning. You're mourning the supposed or possible death of a friendship. That's real. But what you're going through is what you need to be going through. Right? Let yourself feel it. Let yourself feel it, bro. That don't run from it. Don't hide. Don't you know what I mean? Let yourself go through these emotions because this is real life, man. It's not gonna. It's not gonna. You know, it's not. It's not the first time. It's not gonna be the last time.
You hope it's not the first and
It's
not the
not.
last.
Well,
Man, my
loss.
goodness.
I mean, like loss in general.
I mean, I've had it 15 years ago, and I lost my best friend to actual physical death.
Yeah.
That was a process. I didn't take that well at all. But this is not the same. It is weird how it's not the same. Like this person is still alive, and it's not like, oh no, I wish you had your past. No, not that. It's like it would be better. No, but I've never experienced the kind of death of a friendship where it was like you're very close, very connected, and then misunderstanding, miscommunication, or just again, like I said, I probably would have done the same thing. No matter what, how connected I was to somebody, my first reaction probably would have been the same way. This is my mother you're talking about here.
Yeah,
And
my
so,
uncle.
man, and I was there to see that just that bond that they had, and I'm thinking, man, why do I got to be the one to say this? But sometimes I don't know. You know, it's like you said, it's processing those emotions, random moments, unexpected moments of just not breaking down and crying, but just like tears. I'm like, where is this coming from? But choosing not to go to my old vices too, which are not good. I used to go
Yeah,
to a lot, smoking, drinking, sex, porn, anything you can, anything to try to put those feelings that I'm having about this away. That's the easiest thing. Like there are times when I'm like, I just want to take a hit. I just want to go to the strip club. I just want to,
yeah.
let me just get around some other women, as if that's going to solve the problem. Never
Yeah, that's what.
has.
That's what I mean by let allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to go through it. You know, because
Mm.
once you start going through to all those other vices, you're just avoiding. It's gonna come back around. You're just putting it off. You're prolonging it, feeling it. You know.
Let's see, Icy. Yeah, she said she loves the process. You know, it's easier. I would argue, it's so much easier for a woman to do it. I mean, to actually just do it and not have that reservations about doing it, to not feel less of a person for doing it. Because for women, it's more like it's expected for women to have a range of emotions, to cry, to let things out. For men, we have to bottle it up or give the appearance, the illusion of strength, of of holding back tears and only crying at funerals or maybe a wedding or two. Special circumstances. We're not really in society, in this society, Western American, we're not encouraged to do even what I'm doing now, which is speaking very publicly about something like this. Um, yeah, this usually goes pretty much under the rug and stays there locked up forever in some dark cave someplace in the recess of our mind. And then we just and it eventually comes out. It could be years later, and we're like, oh, I didn't know that comes out in a lot of different ways from men. You know, violent
Yeah,
outbursts, emotional instability. Um, but
yeah.
instead of me allowing that to be the case, I'm choosing to do the emotional work. This is just more like, I guess, mental. Because I've done a lot of the emotional part of it the last 2 weeks. Um, and it is freeing. But it's also not very common for men to do at all.
No, it's not. It's not. But we trying. We trying and we showing. Right now, you're showing people that it's all right. You don't gotta bottle it up. You don't feel good right now, but you're actually teaching somebody something right now, whether you know it or not. You know, somebody's watching. That's like, yeah, man, damn, I could talk about this shit. I hope that's what's happening. I know that's what's happening right now because all that men can't cry. We gotta get rid of that shit, man. Let's be real. We gotta get rid of it, man. Because for the most part, the people that are judging you for crying or calling it weak, they have no influence in your life. You know what I mean? Like they don't pay you your paycheck. They're not your family. Like for the most part. So I say shit. If you're gonna cry, cry, man. What's it to me? You know what I mean? Why should I pass judgment on you? I don't care. I don't care if you cry or not, man. I'm not gonna call you weak because I've cried before. Even if I cried in the damn bathroom by myself, that's what I was taught. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
pass that down to my son. I'm not. Like shit,
I don't think that.
I give my son hugs and kisses, man. Like
It's
shit.
okay to cry by yourself in a room alone in a dark closet, and it's like I don't know how to. It's kind of like when you're laughing at something that's funny, and there's no one else to laugh around with you. It's not as funny unless there's other people around. That's why people go to the movie theater
Yeah,
because it's to have a shared experience, whether it's the movie, sadness, anger, fear, joy, all these things you can collective experience. It's just a human experience. When we're taught that it's okay to cry, but only when you're by yourself, so no one else can see you. So it's like as if that's a good alternative. I think it's actually worse because now you're saying that anytime you feel a certain emotion in that moment, you can't
gotta
express
suppress
it
it.
publicly. You have to
Yeah,
suppress it until you get home
yes,
and you know take off the tie and the suit, and now you can finally relieve yourself. But by yourself, as a human being, that's not normal. But we're as men, I guess we're like these robots, right? We're not supposed to have these emotions in public because then we seem unstable. But you become way more unstable when you're crying in a dark closet someplace and you have no one around you to like rub your back, not there to share in a crying with you, although that can help sometimes. But it's just you're just you
yeah,
alone, and that in itself is more isolating than you not ever crying at all. Because now you're having these emotions that you don't know how to process, and it's just you. Or you're laughing by yourself. You're laughing to yourself. No one else
yeah,
to. You're angry by yourself. You're crying but there's no feedback. There's no human connection that's
yeah,
necessary.
exactly. And you miss out on that. Like Frank says, we try to not cry in front of people to be strong for others. And I know I like I remember when my father died, man, and I tried to be the strongest person there, and I regret me like still going to work because shit, we had to pay for it. Like I had to pay a lot of money for his funeral. You know what I mean? But I regret it, man. Like a lot a lot of my people came up from down south because my father's from down south, and they were getting together. My ass was at work, working. You know what they were doing? Crying together, supporting each other, grieving the way you're supposed to grieve. And my ass was at work, crying by myself, holding it in,
Mm.
not trying to show nobody, pinning it up inside of me. But it comes out. It's going to come out one way or the other. So either it could come out around family, around people that love us, who would support us when it comes out, or it could come out after you done drunk a damn 6 pack, or somebody step on your sneaker and you want to fight them, or it could come out that way. At least letting it out around your family. And like I said, I don't want to be a hypocrite because I didn't do this, but if I could do it again, I would do it differently. So 5 years ago, I lost my best friend. He got hit by a car and died instantly. Died instantly. And I let it out that time. I cried. Whenever I felt like I needed to cry, I cried.
Mm.
And I was around people who cared about me. And I let it out. And I don't feel that pent up. It took me years to get over losing my father.
Wow.
Years, man. I'm still not over it. I'm not saying I'm good with losing my best friend, but it's just not the same. It's not the same built up anger. Cause I was mad because my father didn't need to die. He didn't need to die. He had a lot of years left in him if he'd have took care of himself. You know, so
Wow.
it's not weak. Do what you need to do to survive.
Well,
But I
shit.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for coming up here and sharing that, Joseph, man. You a
Yeah,
regular too, man. You a regular too, man. And you know, anytime you needed to reach out, like I said, my email is there. You can email me if you want. You can email me, and I'll give you my WhatsApp if you want to connect that way. TJ's got my WhatsApp, so you know, if you need it, just know you're not alone, man. If you need somebody to talk to that's been through some of the same shit, like
yeah.
it's all good. Don't worry about bothering me or nothing, man. I'll respond when I can. So, but
Now you
nah,
gave me a great perspective. You know, it's something just between me and God, really, for the last 2 weeks, which I think was appropriate. But then, he's not flesh. It's not someone, and even still now, I can't physically. There's a physical thing that I prefer, but this works for now. Eventually I have to do it. If there's like 16 people here, it had to be like actually 16 flesh and bone. I can see it.
yeah,
It hits. It's just a little. This is enough. This is like, okay, I can do this a little bit, but like a room full of people like this, like where I'm standing amongst them physically, yeah,
it's
that's still
different.
a little bit of a challenge. Yeah, one person, yeah, two people, 16 people,
Yeah,
man. So yeah, I don't know. It's a God thing. I don't know. I think I'm doing better than most, but I'm trying to. The better I
I
can
get
get
that.
at it, the easier I think it is
Yeah,
for
and
me.
just know nothing's gonna be taken from you, though. Just we need to realize that as men, it's ego. It's ego.
Ego.
Nobody's gonna take nothing from you, man. I've never seen a man cry and wanted to beat him up or rob him because I thought he was weak. You know what I mean? Like, and even if I did pass judgment on him, what was my judgment to him? How did it affect him? He was actually doing better than me because I was scared.
Hmm.
He wasn't walking around with 10 years of pent up anger inside of him
Hmm.
and grief. You know, I was the
Like,
one, but I thought I was better. You know, actually, I was the one that he was doing better than me.
that's the perception, isn't it? It's the ones who and they chalk it up as this person didn't even cry at his mother or father's funeral. This person didn't even shed a
He's
tear. They
tough.
just took it
He
like a
held it
champ.
together for his family. Nah, that
Yeah.
motherfucker is dying on the inside, man.
The illusion of strength um,
Yeah,
until it becomes a weakness,
yeah.
and then the pillar becomes like a pillar of salt. It's just like in the Bible. You look behind you and it just vanishes away. But it was a big, tall structure that you cannot possibly imagine could fall down and just become like nothing. But that's what it feels like. Like to hold up that bottle of, this pillar of salt. That's what it feels like. And then you look behind you and it just falls down to the ground. It's left like it was a house of cards. So that's what happens when we do these things to ourselves, because that is what's pushed in society. For a lot of us, that's how we grew up. Our own fathers.
Yeah.
Toughen up, don't cry. It's like, okay,
Yes. Hopefully we're gonna be able to get past it. Cause I know I don't teach that shit to my son. Now I ain't teaching him to go around and be soft, but at the same time, if you're going through something, if you need somebody, if you need something, ask for it. You need a hug. He know he can ask me for a hug. You need to talk. You need to cry. He lost his mother not too long ago. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm saying toughen up. Don't cry. So 10 years from now, he could flip out on somebody that didn't do somebody that didn't even deserve any of that. Because that's who usually gets it. That's who we usually take it out on. Some person that it wasn't even directed towards. They didn't hurt us. They're not the reason I lost my best friend or my father, you know. But if I hold it in, ain't no telling. It's like playing Russian roulette. There's no telling when it's gonna go off. But like I said, man, I appreciate you for coming up here and sharing. And honestly, man, I think you kind of brought me a direction that I wasn't gonna go, but it kind of tied back right back in to the topic. You know, I lost Joseph. I lost Joseph. I'm sorry, man, but anyway, I was gone gearing up to wind this down anyway, man. So salute to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate you guys for showing up every week, man. You know, the ones that reach out behind the scenes. I appreciate y'all. Icy, I appreciate you. Miss Wishy, Thomas Marshall, Kamal. Let me go through the list. I'm not going to get everybody. Russ, Expat, Joseph, Beat Your Life, TJ. I said Icy already. Bruce, Ryan, Brett. Let's go. Kamal, Aura, Drip TV. Who else? I'm gonna say salute to all y'all. My cousin that came through, Jamil Porter. Salute, cousin. Cottage Core, thank you. Juice, appreciate you, man. Frank Tate, always. Who else we got in here? Expat living overseas. I'm gonna try to get all y'all, because I know last week I left a couple people off, man. Anybody that showed up, anybody that was in the bushes, thank you, man. It means a lot, man, especially when we can have conversations like this, because this is what my channel is about, man. Joseph, man, I appreciate you, man. I really do, man. For you to be able to come up here and do that, I think it sent a powerful message, man. Just to come up here and share something real, man, because there's not enough real shit and conversations being talked about and being had. We need more. We need more, man. With that, I'm gonna check out, man. I'm gonna get some sleep, man. Have a good morning. Have a good evening. Have a good night. You know, we'll see you right back here Friday. Please tune in. I thank y'all. Thank y'all for showing up, man. Y'all don't know how much it means to me, man. But hopefully I'm doing y'all justice, man. All right. Until next time, Blizzard Abroad.